Over there also, you have Peter Gay, and we have a special guest in the house tonight via Zoom who has taken the time out. Good night, good night, good night. Welcome back to another exciting evening of YS Convo. Of course, we have a nice, excited topic for tonight. Of course, we have our guest over here, which is Peter Gay as usual. Myself, Jason, alongside DJ Aldane. And also, we have a special guest in the house tonight via Zoom who is taking the time out to, just join our lovely discussion tonight. As well on tonight's topic. So we're going to go right into the topic as soon as we take this short commercial break and come right back. See you guys.
Shipfulness. We ship just about anything that you may want to have purchased overseas. Our rates are very competitive compared to all the, let's say, the name brand in the industry. We do free delivery in and around Montego Bay, on the outskirts of Montego Bay. You can visit our Instagram page at #ShipForLessJA, Facebook ShipForLessJA, or you can even visit our website at ShipForLessJA.com. We are located at 4 Sewell Avenue, which is more commonly known as Upper Deck. So for all the Montegonians, you should know where Upper Deck is located, and we're located off the steep hill on Top Road. Check out our webpage, complete our sign up, which is free, less than 2 minutes. Make sure to sign up.
Go tell a friend about YS Convo, because listen, YS Convo is the next big thing. We are going to take you places. We are promoting artists, promoters, entertainers, everybody. Guys, remember, like, share, and subscribe, because the YS Convo are the next big thing. Is it me?
Tricky. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Of course, first time viewers, please remember to hit that subscription button. If you're new to the
like
channel,
button.
of course, remember to always share our live content. And of course, to all our loyal supporters who have been there from day one, we want to say
Welcome
thank
back.
you, of course, once again. We have to say shout out to our sponsor, Ship for Less as well. Also, El Castellito, of course. So we're going to dive right in, and I think Peter Gay wants to take the opportunity to just remind our viewers what our topic will be for tonight.
Okay, so the topic for tonight is woman can abort a child without a dad's consent. Should a man be held accountable if he should a man be held sorry should a man be able to not take care of a child?
Why you don't wear your glasses?
What another side topic? Go again. A woman can abort a child without a dad consent. Should a man be able to take care of a child?
To opt out of taking care of the child.
That's not what is on this.
Or maybe just short.
Okay.
All right.
So it's not my glasses.
Mr. Aldin, you want to start, or you want to give Miss Dunbar the chance to start off for us tonight?
You come back and go ahead.
All right, Miss Dunbar.
What he did there is he just
All right, so no problem. So if a woman, so the question is, if a woman doesn't tell the father that she's basically carrying. Let me check the question.
The question is, a woman can abort a child.
If a woman can abort a child without a father's consent, well, I don't think the woman should abort without basically consulting the father about that situation. I don't think she should go ahead doing something like that without. I'm not supporting it, but I'm saying, like, if you come to that kind of conclusion, you should always try to communicate with the well, the person that's responsible for doing it before making any kind of decision. Sometimes I don't know for sure, but I mean I'm almost sure that it does or affect the woman mentally, and well, maybe not right away, but in the long run, if you should go ahead and to do something like that. But like in any case scenario, you should always communicate both ways. I mean, you should always communicate about it before doing anything, right? In any case scenario. I'm not saying that it's right for a woman to abort, but you should always communicate before making any kind of decision or any kind of decision, especially
Okay, okay, I think I could jump in. Child was when the child was I can't even think of normal for them relative to what's in the relationship. So when you say they should communicate, you got to look at what's happening. Abort if that is the choice that she has made. So young man, do you have a good relationship with your woman?
yes, I do, 100%. Yeah.
Then maybe she should have a conversation with you. But then
But what if it's a one-off? Like for example, what if it's a one-off situation where it just happened and you guys weren't planning for it both ways?
what if it's a situation where what? I'm
Like,
sorry?
like for example, you guys are having a relationship, like a sexual relationship, but it so end up that the woman she end up getting pregnant, and then it causes like some kind of basically like a conflict, but more so on the woman's part of not wanting the child because the father decided that no, he doesn't want the child.
Okay, that's a good example right there. Good one. So it was a sexual. The child was conceived.
Right, right.
So it's not even a relationship.
Yeah, it was more of personal.
It was a need.
Yeah, it was a means for both of them. Yeah, not necessarily
All
a
right.
relationship. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so it was a need that was fulfilled through sex. Child was conceived.
Right, right.
At that point in
Over
time, she
time.
shouldn't have to tell you anything if she doesn't want to, because y'all don't really have a relationship. Y'all just had a little sexual thing, right?
So you're saying that in a case like that, it shouldn't be a problem to decide to abort for both?
If it's a situation like that, then you shouldn't get all up in your feelings because she made a decision to abort the child. Now, there's so many prerequisites here that go into this conversation. This is not just a cut and dried conversation. Boom, bam, she aborts. There's so many different things. It depends on values, finances, how well you all know one another or not, how old she is, how young she is. So there's so many different things that go into this, so many different factors.
Right, that's a factor. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna add to that. All right. For me, I think that if a woman can actually abort a child without the father's consent. A lot of people might say, well, in all fairness, then the man should be able to opt out of taking care of that child if he didn't want to become a father. For me personally, I don't like to use my personal feelings to do an overall judging. However, I would look at it in the sense of in this day and age, if a woman don't want to get pregnant, they won't get pregnant. I know that much thus far. On the man's side, if a man get a woman pregnant, he has to take the responsibility to the fact that if he didn't protect himself, then any game can actually play. As in, any game can play. And I don't believe that because a mother is saying, you know what, even though we agreed on we didn't want any kids, I am now pregnant, so you should decide that you have to be a father or step up per se to be a father. I personally think that is kind of unfair. However, as a man, I'm still going to say that, hey, listen, you put yourself in that position. Now a child is born. I don't think a child life should be played with to the sense where you're going to decide if you want to be a father still, yes or no. I think that whether you planned it, yes or no, you should be able to step up because, of course, where abortion is concerned, I'm not all in for abortion because it's just a life we're talking about. But at the end of the day, I know that there are a lot of scenarios in which a female might not want to bring forth a child, and I do understand and respect that. However, I'm going to go back to the part where I said, if you can decide that, you know what, I don't want to be a mother regardless of I want to be a father and we're in a relationship, so you're going to get rid of that child, then maybe another man might see it just as fair to say, you know what, I didn't want a child, you know I didn't want a child, you told me that you were on contraceptives, then now you're telling me that you're pregnant, I want to have nothing to do with the situation. That's how I see it.
Well, choice is choice. You have your choice to say that, you know. I mean, I firmly believe that if a man, well, I shouldn't say I firmly believe because sometimes you kind of like, you know, you're kind of fitty, chicken, you know what I'm saying? But if the fella or the guy decides that he doesn't want to take care of the child, that's his choice. In this country, we put you on child support. I don't know, I'm sure it's almost similar in Jamaica, right?
Yeah,
yes?
Yes, but I don't believe in child support.
Again, you know, there's so many different factors, but if he wants to opt out, yes, he can opt out. But if she chooses to put him on child support, that is her choice also.
True.
So everybody got choices here except the child. And one of the things my mother always used to say, God rest her soul, is children don't choose to come into this world. However, if we bring them into this world, then it's incumbent upon us to do our very best to take care of them. And
that's the reason why I don't believe in child support.
But you don't believe in child support, but how is the mother gonna take care of the child? Because at some point in time, go ahead.
All right, sorry. I was going to say that maybe I should just say I don't believe in child support and leave it like that, so vague. I don't believe in child support in the sense that I do believe that both parents should grow a child. I also believe that both parents should be able to co-parent even if they don't actually have a relationship, personal relationship with each other. As long as there is respect and there is communication, I think that co-parenting should be able to, you know, be there. I think that doesn't practice a lot. I'm not sure about in the state, but I know here in Jamaica, there's a lot of work that needs to be done where co-parent is concerned. And that's one of the reasons why child support becomes so much, because, you know, a man might say, you know what, we can't deal with, I'm sorry, let me go back. A man might say,
oh, wait, I kind of understood that. I understood that little part, what it ain't that bad, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just saying, it shouldn't be a case wherein a man is going to say, you know what, I can't deal with you, and because I want to be a father to this child and deal with you is going to send me to hell. I'd rather you just put me through the court and I'll just deal with it and I'll pay child support. I'll see the child whenever I can or whatever. I don't believe in those things. I believe that a mother should fight for his child or her child 100%, and likewise the father should. No man should just sit back and say, you know what, I didn't really want the child. Come on, we're talking about a life. We're not talking about a house or a car. We're talking about a life.
Yeah, you are so right, but it's not always that simple.
True.
And you know that, and I know that. This world is made up of personalities, and people have their own perspective and their rights for this and their right to that, especially in this country. So it's not always that simple. Yes, in a perfect world, it's almost close to what you just said there, but
not in reality.
Not in reality, you know. And you would find that I quote my mother a lot, even when I'm seeing my clients. I always say my mother used to say. My mother used to say. I think many of us do that. We become our parents at some point in time. And one of the things my mom would always say is, when children come into this world, they come in with a price tag attached. And the older they get, the more money you got to pay. And if people will understand, and they don't, if people will get into the habit of understanding that before I lie down with you, we need to have a conversation as to these different scenarios that can happen and where do we go from there or here. That again is a perfect world. That's a 9 out of 10 times that don't happen. And then you have these little babies coming into this world, and sometimes the fathers don't want to be bothered, not remembering or realizing that children do grow. A 3-year-old turns into a 13-year-old, 23-year-old, 26-year-old, and if you don't form a good relationship with that child in the earlies, that child takes on the personality or the behaviors of their mother. Because if the mother hates, the child will hate too. Mm-hmm. Children learn what they live, children live what they learn. But we're talking about abortion here, right? Sure. It's a choice. It's a choice. In this country, it's become a choice based on the state you live in, and based on the whims of the Republicans, if it's a state that's Republican run. So we're going through it right now.
Well, I think even though it's a choice, and I accept it being a choice, I think it's a very unfair choice, because, as I said, I know that once a child is conceived, once you're conceived, I know that it's out of the man, and pretty much it's all about the woman and what decision they want. Of course, as they say, your body, your choice. But what I'm saying is, regardless of me being a man and I didn't want a child, or I wasn't ready for a child, the fact that I learned that, you know what, we were having sex, I wasn't using protection, you got pregnant. Come on, it's only fair if you actually if you respect life on a whole, not just your life, but if you have respect for life on a whole, then that shouldn't even be a thought of yours to say, I'm wondering if I should be a father, if I should stay, if I should go. If you actually respect life, because respecting life doesn't just respecting yours as well. So, of course, it's unfair. I know that it is life, and of course, the way I'm looking at it, maybe it's just in a perfect world. But for me, it's just...
I see where you're coming from. I hear you. But it's, again, it's not that cut and dry. And if two people are just sleeping together, there is no commitment on either side, just it's a sexual thing. If she conceives and she wants to abort the child, if you want to say as a man, then you all need to go to court. But if she makes a decision without your knowledge, then that's the end of it. It's done with. You know, if you find out after the fact, then that's another situation that you're going to have to deal with. But if she makes a decision without you knowing, and you eventually find out what you're going to do, you can't bring the dead back. It is what it is.
True.
Right?
And I guess that all boils down as well, in regards to what you mentioned earlier, the relationship that you actually have with the person.
That's the important thing. If a man and a woman are in a committed relationship, then I would say that yes, she needs to have that conversation with him. She needs to. It's just right. Okay? If you guys are not in a committed relationship, or if the man and the woman are not in a committed relationship, he ain't got no say. I'm sorry to be that dry and that harsh, but that's
No,
it.
it's harsh, but it's facts.
It's just the
It's
reality.
facts. Like there's no going around that. You really have no say. And
It sucks, right? It sucks. But it is what it is, which is a phrase we use a whole lot. It is what it is. You know?
you want
Do you have anyone that's commenting on something differently that we could address?
I'm going to go to the comments shortly. I'm not sure if my other guests here have anything that she wants to add, Miss Cassandra, that have just joined. You want to add anything, Cassandra?
Actually, I don't have much to add to it. However, we need to understand that having sex is a responsibility on both parts. And if it's a case where you're going to say, well, the female doesn't have the right to do an abortion, at the end of the day, the male has the right to protect himself. So whatever comes in the female, she has the right to do whatever she wants with it because it's her body. Had it been your body, we can't decide what you want to do with it. And also, yes, people are going to go, yes, and have sex. But when a child is coming the place, it's totally different. Because then maybe she's a person who likes to party. She can no longer go to parties. She wasn't planned for it. And at the same time, these are some of the reasons why we have so many children who might be motherless or even fatherless because they weren't ready and they were forced to go along with it.
You see what you just shared there is one of the okay, so Roe versus Wade was reversed. It's been a little over a month now. And I'm speaking about what is happening in this country based on what I see, what I know, what I understand. I guess we're looking at two different cultures, okay? A lot of people who make the decision and say, okay, the mother should carry the child, you given that perspective based on how you feel. Okay, based on how you feel. And most men think with one head and not two heads, right? Most men, I wouldn't say all, most men don't really think about what the woman is going through. And young lady, you raised a point that's really, really something that we all need to look at. When a child comes, let's say the woman decides to carry the child, she has the child. Okay, there's so many things that goes into raising a child, other than, make sure that they have a roof over their head, food to eat, and all that good stuff. The emotional side is this. If a woman who was forced to carry a child starts having, oh good Lord, what's that depression again? It's evading me. Postpartum depression, where she does not connect with the child. She's detached from the child. What could happen resulting from that is physical abuse, emotional abuse. Okay? If the child ends up going into the system is already stretched enough as it is with kids that are in foster care or kids that are quote unquote not wanted. So, I mean, yes, there's a lot of responsibility that goes into sleeping with one another and having sex. Okay, it feels good, but not everybody thinks about what happens after that.
I do. I actually think about it a lot. I was actually working in the medical industry at one point, so I've learned a thing or few in regards to not just pregnancy, but the whole thing of giving birth, where I know that when a female actually gives birth, the chance of she going in and coming back out, not only alive, but emotionally, physically, mentally,
it's a lot.
every alley still there is a lot. And to
It's
be
a lot.
honest, I know that a lot of us as men, we really don't think about that aspect of it. We just want to know that, you know what, I want a child, I am with you, I expect you to bear a child because that's what I want. So I expect that you should want the same. And yeah, it's reality. A lot of us really don't look into it.
They don't think about, it's nice to say, okay, I want the child. Again, children cost money, okay? And there's the parenting aspect that goes into it. There's a lot of books these days over the past couple of years about parenting.
Alright, sorry about that, viewers. I think we actually lost her there. We're gonna have her back online as quickly as possible. Peter Gay, anything you want to add in regards to the topic?
So there's a few things that I do not agree with. First of all, if we're having sex, we're adults. Every action comes with a consequence. It's my body, yes, but at the end of the day, I can't just meet Aldane and I know nothing about Aldane and go have unprotected sex with Aldane. And then Aldane don't want the child. I mean, if him no want the child, I mean no want the child, that's okay. But if him say no want it and me decide to keep it, then me just feel saying I'm supposed to take care of it because that's my decision. That's what me strongly believe in. Secondly, when you said the female might say upon contraceptive is only 99% safe. Likewise, condom. So if we don't ready for no child, protect yourself at all angles. You understand? Protect yourself at all angles. Sometimes the female only can have one child or just one income with. And you're going to force her to abort that child. You can't get no more. Then what will happen? You understand what I say? So I mean, both parties should be blamed. And if me get pregnant and me don't want abort it and you don't want it, that's okay. But if none of we don't want it, you go see doctor and dash away.
It shouldn't be okay.
But then Jason, you don't know my body and how my body creates. What some woman only create just to have one pitney.
No.
But Peter, again, what if the male wants it and the female doesn't want it?
Well, something has to go.
No, your body, your choice. That's the time.
I'm not going to say my body, my choice. Not going to say because at the
depends.
end of the day, that's
depends.
what I'm going to say. It depends. Yes, if I want like a dirty foot boy or one baby, hey brother, move from yourself. But if you're honestly,
remember, you're not going from the get-go. Yeah,
that's true.
So don't put that in.
But long and short of the story, it honestly depends on the type of person what me I talk to.
But you can't say want a child right now.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Alright, sorry about that.
Your link timed out.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, you did. So we gotta do the paid one.
Alright, so Peter Gay was actually sharing her views on how she feel about the entire thing on abortion. Mind sharing?
Again? There's a lot of stuff that has been said that I do not agree with. We are adults, and the fact that we're having sex, we're adults. And if we don't want a child, it is on the woman to protect herself. Likewise, it's on the man. I can be taking contraceptive. Contraceptive is not 100% safe. Something happen, I get pregnant because it's not safe. If I don't want a child, you don't want a child, you wear a condom, me take my contraceptive, we're cool. So in that case, no baby now will come in play. But if so I'm going to be talking to Aldane, and Aldane don't want a child, I'm on contraceptive, but Aldane refuses to wear a condom and I get pregnant. Him cannot tell me to abort that child. He can't tell me to abort the child. Because you don't want a child, I want a child. Me make sure I take my contraceptive and do what I do to be on the safe page.
Hold on before I lose my chain of thought. So I'm going to get it straight.
It's a trap.
Aldane don't want a child. Aldane didn't use a protection. You were taking contraceptive, but you also want a child. And if you get pregnant, what happened?
If me get pregnant and him not want the child, that's okay, because that's my choice.
You can't tell her to abort
You
it.
cannot tell me to abort my child because you don't want it. That's okay.
Yeah, but that is the thing what I'm saying, right? I understand, naturally I understand and I respect that just the same. What I'm saying is, for me, I don't know, maybe just something just wrong with me, but for me as a man, like, as you'd say, it's a choice. It's okay if you don't want to be a father to your child. For me, I don't see it as being okay.
But just if you don't want it, why am I going to force it on you?
Here's the thing,
Some woman only create to have one child, you know, and what if that's my only child?
No,
But you know, say when as a woman, I don't know exactly what you feel. I don't know what you feel, but you just say something different out of this world. But as a woman,
You know, right?
when you guys get pregnant, it basically change everything. Actually going through something is different from actually talking about it. So say you don't want to get pregnant right now, or you don't want to get pregnant right now, and then you find out, boy, I say you get pregnant. It go be really, really difficult for a man because come tell you, say, yo, don't carry that child because him not ready, because him not think about all of the things that we have to go through mentally, emotionally, dealing with something like that. So I don't think a man should tell a man, say, boy, you know, say you should abort. Like literally just tell her say abort, you know.
all right. So what you this is the part more of understand what kind of relationship are you talking about with that person, because if you're talking about a real settled relationship, right? Of course, you're all adults. I wouldn't expect that you'd be in a relationship with someone and at no point in time you don't discuss having a child.
But what
Now,
if it wasn't a relationship?
see,
like
yes,
what if it wasn't a long-term relationship?
With the
like a one night.
With we Jamaicans, we're going to talk about Jamaicans, is after we lay in a bed and we get pregnant, we start talk about what we don't want and what we don't want. What we want and what we don't
Yeah,
want.
we always try to figure out things when trouble reach.
Yeah, and that's the sad truth.
Really,
Just sit down and you talk about it. You're ready for one picnic, no. You're ready for one.
But at the end of the day, the decision for the abortion should really lies with the female, because majority of the time we are single parent, and being single parent at the same time, it's not by choice at times but circumstances. So I'm a female, and if I decided to do an abortion, I think it's up to me, because I'm just looking at it as a single parent. I have 3 children already, and look at it and say, oh, should I get another child? Should I not? No, having another child, I'm going to look on it to say, I'm going to mother 4 children all by myself. It could be a case where the father took sick, he can't work anymore, and I have an additional child to take care of. So it's really up to the mother.
Sometimes it has nothing to do with the
With
money.
the 4th child, you can do it.
Sometimes we're just not ready. Like people just not ready.
But if you're not
ready, but you're ready to have sex.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to say. Most of the times when they say they're not ready, it's because you're not financially stable.
Sometimes it's not about the money.
No, if you have emotional immaturity.
You just have mental.
It's emotional immaturity.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
And one of the ladies said earlier on about sometimes a woman may have more than 1 or 2 children. Okay. I've been a therapist since 2008, 2009. For 3 years of that, I worked in a high-level psychiatric prison hospital. I think I've seen a whole lot of ish. And one of the things I will say is this: in my current work as a therapist, the one that I've been doing since 2009, if I have a client that has, let's say, 5 kids, and some of them do, and each one is a different father, guess what? We need to have a conversation about you tying your tubes.
Exactly.
Okay?
And I agree with
Because if you have 5 kids and each one is a different father,
tie the tube.
Tie your tubes.
Yeah, tie your
tubes. If you as a single parent, a single mother, already have about 2 or 3 kids and you're struggling financially, and here comes the man, you get baby number 4.
That's careless.
Or you get pregnant or conceived. That's lack of responsibility, not just on the woman's side, but on the man's side. At some point in time, we need to grow up.
Exactly.
That means put on your big panties and start adulting. Okay? Start adulting. So if it means that you have to take the onus of saying, okay, I am going to have an abortion, and for you to get to that point is because you look at your situational constraints and you recognize that as a woman, as a mother, you just can't do it no more. then hell, you don't need to discuss nothing with nobody. And this is not the therapist talking alone. This is the woman talking. Go do what you got to do. But at the same time, put that gate on, tie your tubes, and keep it moving. If you can't take care of 2, 3 children, you sure as hell can't take care of a 4th or 5th. Okay? And if the man has said to you, I don't want no kids, and you still went and sleep with him, it's not the man's responsibility anymore, it's yours. Because he said to you what he didn't want, but you still went and opened your legs. Then, excuse me, it's your responsibility now. Don't turn around and ask him, what can you do to help me out? He told you he didn't want it. Am I saying that he's right? No, I'm saying that he had that conversation with you already. You still went ahead and you conceived. Okay, don't get upset with the man. And as a matter of fact, don't even get upset with yourself. Just put your big girl panties on and do what you need to do.
Yeah, question though. Like,
I tend to get a little bit passionate sometimes, so please excuse me. The certain subjects.
It's good. I was saying, like, a woman can say she's ready, or she wants to have a child, and the man doesn't want to have a child. So if you're with that woman and she wants to have a child so bad, you don't want to have a child, but then you keep having sex with that girl. What's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
So you go get jackets.
Because I mean, it's not every woman is brave enough to go ahead and abort a child. You know?
So you go get jackets.
Isn't me? I say
protect yourself.
Yeah.
If she still wants, if she still wants,
protect yourself.
If you said that you don't want a kid, but she wants a child, then I'd like to think that she is emotionally mature to recognize that there's a lot of responsibility that goes with conceiving. Let her go ahead and have the baby. If you don't want to have you said you didn't want to have the kid, but she wants to have a child, and I would like to think, has understood your position while she got pregnant, then you can't, if she doesn't want to be talked out of it, let her do what she needs, what she feels she needs to do, which is have the baby.
But you know, they say prevention is better than cure, right? And it is. But, like, what if it's a case where you know that this girl wants to have a child and you don't want to have a child, but you keep having sex with her? You know she wants to have a child.
Well, why are you going back to have sex with her? She's the only woman on the planet?
Because you know she probably would do anything to just make you get her pregnant. Why you keep having sex with that girl? Because you have some woman just naive and just curious about things until it actually happens, you know?
Okay, and at the same time, it has some men that are naive and continue going in to have sex with a woman.
So you just,
it's two adults.
Just move on to another woman then who share the same interest like you.
If you don't want a child and I want a child, why are you still having sex without condom? And chances are the woman that will get pregnant anyway, go through on jackets.
Yeah, true.
All right, this is how I see it. It's just a lack of accountability on both ends.
Yeah, cause a niceness.
In regards to what Aldane said, if you're still having sex with that woman unprotected, knowing that that woman wants to have a child, then automatically that makes no sense whatsoever.
Let's be fair.
Then you look away again.
Women.
Yes.
Once we want something, we want it.
Exactly.
So if we
And
want
if
him to have sex without condom, all if him choose, say, yo, want to wear the boots. No. The female is adamant and then he go just comply.
So are you saying that a man cannot say no or look elsewhere? What if he
it's not a kid. I don't know if you guys are talking like a one night stand or
relationship. I'm talking relationship.
But then having a relationship, it's supposed to be a conversation that was established.
Yeah, but it was the conversation we had, and so we now know that I don't want to have a child and you want to have a child because of the conversation. What I am saying is, if it gets to that case, I have to make a decision as a man because it makes no sense. I continue having sex with you. I know for a fact you will get pregnant.
And then as a female, I have to now take a stand to say this relationship is not mine.
All right, exactly. I think I would be the one to make that decision actually because I don't want a child and I know that you will ensure you get pregnant.
If the female really need it and you don't want it, she's going to be the first one to opt out.
I doubt it would be in my case. In my case,
is
no.
going to be
In my
abort.
case, I
Female is
know
going
that
to
you're
abort
going to do
first.
whatever you have to do to get
No.
pregnant. So I'm going to ensure that I move first. Reason for that, you might get pregnant by somebody else because you really want to get pregnant.
All right,
so I'm going to make that decision to make sure I'm the first one to walk.
All right, so question, right? Question, right? What if it's a scenario where you as the man, well, your woman would already come to you and tell us that she's pregnant, but then she decides, boy, nobody want to carry the baby, and you decide that you don't want the child either, and you give her money like 2 different times to get rid of, well,
To abort, and
To
she
abort.
decided she had a change of mind.
and she decided in those 2 consecutive times that no, she's not going to do it. How would you as the man deal with something like that when both of you came to a conclusion and she took the money and she didn't know what the agreement was between both? So how would you deal with something like that?
Personally, me, you're asking? All right, personally, me, I would just step up because I know that I actually created a child inside that womb. So if you ask me, I would actually just step
Maybe you're
up.
not sure.
What is the step up? What do you mean?
You're going to assume that you
gave her the
created
money
that
to
child.
go and abort.
Listen. I know I created that child. I'm not talking about a pet relationship, a serious relationship I'm talking about. I know that I get you pregnant, right? I decide that, I don't think I'm ready. You say, I don't think I'm ready either. Okay, let's go for abortion. You take my money, say you're going to abort. Then for some strange reason, you decided you don't want to abort. You want to bring forth that child. What can I do? Say, oh, remember I told you that
Let
I
me
didn't
share
want.
something with you. There was an incident where this person, she got pregnant, and she told, for example, she told guy A that she was pregnant. Guy A decides, all right, can't afford a child. Him have it financially, can afford one, but he said he can't afford one. He provided money to her twice to do the abortion. He realized she's still vomiting and stuff, so he said, hey, what's up? She said, oh, whenever you get me pregnant. So he thought, so all right, the father go step up. A few years down the line, she came back to him. Look on him, no fear pitney. The child looks exactly like guy A.
But he look like guy A, no means a guy A.
He did the DNA and it's his child.
That's a very, 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 very sticky situation because mentally I wouldn't want to have anything to do with that woman. I'm going to tell you straight out, I wouldn't want to have anything to do with that woman. However, that still doesn't change the fact that I know now because there is confirmation now that it's actually his child. I think there will be a part of me that will want to have a relationship with the child regardless of whatever. I think I would really want to have a relationship with that child. I'm not gonna just jump and say yes, I know it will be smooth sailing, but I honestly think that I'd want to have a relationship. We have a caller?
Yeah, we have a call. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for calling YS Call.
Miss Dunbar, you've been muted for a while. You got a call here?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Big up to the original panel as usual, and of course, our very special therapist, Dunbar. Welcome.
She's responding to you,
Okay, great. So my take on the matter, it's I believe to such a question, it will require more of a discussion as opposed to a yes or no. The broad topic that we are working with, where if a female can decide to do an abortion, the male should be able to opt out of fatherhood. I believe it is a matter where the government would need to pretty much intervene. So it means that it's going to take a holistic approach in the sense that the all 3 arms of the government would need to put something on the books to regulate that. So what I'm saying essentially is that just as how we have laws in place to control murder or to try to control criminality, murders, and all that kind of stuff. I believe the government should put something in black and white to pretty much guide persons when it comes to having children or doing abortion. Because the thing is that, abortion is one of those taboo topics. We know it's happening, it is happening every day. Probably it's happening even now, we don't even know. But it doesn't change the fact that something needs to be done from a governmental perspective, because the reality is that when it comes to parenting, it takes two, and there's no two way about that. So even if the father is the single parent or the mother is the single parent, it means that at some point there has to be another party involved in it, whether it's going to be the teachers at school, community members who come together to make another unit. It still takes two, because no one person can parent by themselves. So I believe the government would need to put something in place. Further to that, in terms of the government putting some measures in place, it would mean then that there are consequences. So for example, the law should be so fine-tuned to the point where if discussions were had and the male decides, all right, keep this child, and the female goes and aborts the child, then the female should be held accountable to face legal actions. And in a case just like how we know it now, when fathers decide not to step up and to assist in maintaining their children, then they are brought before the courts. So the same family court should be working along with whatever the laws the government would come in with and enforce it. So if a female does an abortion, she should be brought before the family courts as well.
All right. So just to piggyback on that, what you said just now, right? As a man, I always try to be as fair as possible. Where the government is actually concerned to have a say or to take legal action if there was a verbal agreement of such between both parties, which would be the man and the woman. It depends on what relationship you're talking about, because personally, I think that if you had a discussion with your spouse and a child come into play, I don't think there should be even any discussion after
There
that about
shouldn't be a
legal
Exactly.
against the mother. Like think about it. What is there to gain from taking legal action against a mother? It's really her body.
It's
I
going to
don't.
be difficult because
but
you have females who can do so many things and let it seems as if it's an accident. So to me, it's gonna be a waste of
I don't
time.
want you to give any ideas, but I'm just saying, Carla. What I'm saying, right? I really don't like the term "my body, my choice" by females. However, it's a fact, because at the end of the day, once we release, everything is left on them. We can walk the following minute after sex and decide we want nothing to do with that person. We can wait until a child is born. We say we want nothing to do with that person. We as men, we can do all that. So what I'm saying is, we are talking about a life. So we don't like the thought of it to say legal action against the mother.
The only thing that the government can do is to force the man to take care of the child financially. A lot of times children don't need financial help, they need emotional help.
You mean in addition?
Yeah.
Hold on. That is where the point when I said that the government should have laws that are refined. When I say that, I had emphasis on it, or if I didn't have any emphasis on it, there goes the emphasis. No. So in terms of having the laws regarding that refined, it means there and then that, and it's not just something they're going to come up with overnight and just throw it out to the public.
Yeah, but
that should be well thought of. It's like a bank contract, so there should be terms and agreements. There should be fine print.
Regardless,
I think that would refer to married couple.
Regardless,
I don't think
That's the closest it would get, because then there's a legal agreement.
Listen. Even when it comes to the adage about my body, my choice, even when it comes to that, you see, it's funny how even without realizing ever so frequently, we tend to be putting females on a pedestal. We are making them into flawless creatures. They can absolutely do no wrong. And this is not me being sexist or being misogynistic or anything of that sort. I'm just trying to be neutral and objective about this, right?
Yeah,
so
but
if,
look
if
at
the
it.
laws in place, it would be then that the fine prints should be considered. So the conditions under which this female became pregnant or this child was conceived, those things should be taken into into consideration. So it means then that if it's a marriage, then there should be conditions that govern such a decision in marriage, and it should be conditions that govern a casual sex or some other kind of uncommitted relationship.
You sound more like you're referring to a bicycle than a child.
No,
listen. The reason why I'm saying you sound like you're talking about a bicycle and not a child. All right, think about this, right? You have your spouse, and you wanted a child, and your spouse got pregnant, and she went ahead and aborted that child. You decide that you want to take legal action because it's now on the book, right? What happened? To every action, there's a reaction. What happened after that? What is your main objective by doing that? You want her to be imprisoned? You want to get financial gain from it? What exactly do you expect to get from that? To take legal action against someone that you actually had a relationship with because she decided that she don't want to bring forth a child?
Well, to be frank, first of all, it would definitely be to send a message to other females that listen, or let me not just say females, to other couples that listen. This law is very much alive and it is working. So here goes an example. So if it means that it's a case,
caller, what you need to understand is that
some kind of psychiatric or psychological assistance or do some kind of prison time, if that is the penalty or the consequences that are assigned.
All right, I think
yes.
All right, Cassandra had something she wanted to share.
Caller,
go ahead.
If there's such a law should come in Jamaica, I can assure you it's gonna be a waste of time, because what's going to happen is that the mother is going to be pregnant and you have no knowledge of it. Gone in the wind. Simple.
Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true. You know, the child is going to be gone, and it's one of those many, or let me say, it's one of those innumerable secrets that are taken to the grave. But then, as we know in our culture, where we don't want to kill ourselves, if that is the case, and we happen to never ever find out, then so be it. But what the reality is that too often and for too long, men have been even and let me say now, even without second guessing, men have been put to the end of the sword. We have been facing the blade sometimes when we don't even deserve it, simply because we were born males and we grow up to become men.
No, sir.
It's as if the disadvantages are just there for us to walk right into it like footprints.
All right, Carla, I appreciate your opinion on the matter. To be honest, as a man, I really hope that the government don't waste his time to even consider such thing. I'm honestly gonna say that. I really hope they don't, because I think that once you're talking about a child, a life, I think that should be between you and the person that you're actually in a relationship with, and it should stay there. You should be able to take accountability, not the government.
This is the question. This is the question, you know.
All right, go ahead. I want to get back Miss Dunbar online, but go ahead with the question.
Yeah, definitely. But this is the question. If the female decides then that she's going to have this child, and upon giving birth to this child, the father decides, all right, I wasn't ready. So the script has been flipped now, you know. So the father decides, okay, I wasn't ready to become a father, mentally, physically, emotionally, no formality. And he decides he's not going to stand up to responsibilities.
The
same government that we are saying should not waste its time. Is it the same government that we are going to turn to to have the father.
No, there
up and
should be
down
no
from the court
government.
every Thursday morning or mountain.
There should be no government to turn to. You should be able to take accountability for your actions.
But we realize it's not happening. So what I'm saying then, if it is that, the government shouldn't go ahead and waste its time to create any laws regarding that. Why then, if the man decides he's not going to father a child, should this very government be supporting
that should not be even be a discussion. Listen, that should not even be a discussion. If you sleep with a woman, all right. Let me go pato for a bit, Miss Dunbar. All time people normally say, if you never go under foul rules, foul could shit on you. If you know say you have sex with that female, right? Whether I did fool around, yes or no, that female get pregnant, put everything aside and step up to the plate. It's that simple. Whether you did ready for one, yes or no, there's a lot of females out there who are never ready for none, and they step up from a teenage years and they out there do the dirt till the day. So put all of that aside. Me get my first child at the age 19. Me get my first child at age 19. Me can say this publicly. On this program, I was not ready for a child. You can't look for me and tell me that when you see me and my youth. So at the end of the day, it's all about you growing mentally. Whether you were prepared at that time, yes or no, you as a man have to take accountability for your action and also listen. If you never went there,
I definitely agree with you, sir. I definitely agree with you. But here's what I'm saying then. If it is that the man is going to be held in such a high and great responsibility to step up to man up, whether
we should
or not, why is it then that the female can't decide to go ahead and abort? Why isn't she being encouraged to woman up, step up, and
because she's the one going inside the labor room and not the man.
So you strength that it will take.
She's the one that is going inside the labor room and not the man. I don't want to say certain things. However, I actually had to go inside labor room to take someone to a mother that just gave birth to where the never land that none of us want to go. And that was one of the things that opened my eye that listen, a lot of women you might say have 6 kids and more, and some of them make it look like just fun to have kids. And everybody that lucky, some going and never come back out. So me as a man know that. So I understand and I respect that on a different level. I am not going to go toe to toe with a woman that says I do not want to carry a child. I do understand your point. However, you have to get it in your head that listen, a female is the one that is going inside that labor room. A female is the one that goes through all that depression. We don't go through it. The only depression we have is when they actually start to stress us financially, in most cases. However, we are not the one who have to deal with all of that. We are not the one who have to get up like 6 times for the night to breastfeed. All those things. We are not the one who have to go in town with baby in one and umbrella in the next. Like, observe all those things. So as a man, I am not going to play hypocrite and try to compete and say, well, if they can, we can, they can, we can. No, the reality is, as much as we would like it to be as balanced as possible, the only way we will have that is, of course, as Ms. Dunbar said, in a perfect world where you can have a discussion, and throughout a discussion, both parties can have an understanding and go forward as best as possible.
True.
I agree.
Make sense?
I hear your expression. But
stick up.
That perhaps the conversation will just have to rest with both of us appreciating each other's point of view.
And that's fine. I respect that just the same, because of course we all learn from each other. So I have no problem with that.
But before you go though, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, so you don't as a man, you don't wish to take the responsibility even though the woman decided or decide not to bring that child. You don't, or you wouldn't decide to take that responsibility to take care of that child, regardless of her decision.
Well, given that you are going to personalize the case.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying it.
I definitely want to take responsibility for my child.
But then why would you have why would you have so much objections? And if you personally would want to take care of that child,
my objection is coming from a place where
the personal, right?
If we were to answer it with yes, no, then it would be leaning towards a biased outcome against men.
But why would it be biased though? Why would it be biased? Why you can't just be
Why would it be
honest?
biased? That sounds definitely like a rhetorical question. Isn't it blatantly obvious that it would be just another situation that definitely speaks against?
No, but if you're dealing with the situation
woman
and
can decide to abort the child, but if the man decides that this child is now alive and I will not be playing, I will intentionally be absenting myself from this child or these children's lives,
but that simply means that
he would not be allowed to.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
is that we should just
all right,
act upon the notion that it takes two.
All right, so Carla, before we go, it's just a double standard that we as man, we just have to accept and respect. That's it. I will agree with you. It's a form of double standard in the sense that they can just decide not to, and we have no talk, no control. But yes, it's a double standard that we have to respect, because at the end of the day, it's their body, and whatever happened to them, it doesn't happen to us, and they have to live with it while we can just walk if we decide that we want to walk. So it's a double standard that we just have to accept. All right, but of course, respect the opinion, of course, and everything.
Yeah, we definitely know that giving birth is pregnancy, a matter of fact, is always a life and death. And just to end the call, in case any man out there listen, just make sure say you step up to the responsibility regardless of the state of readiness and just represent for you. Then right this way.
Respect. And that you have to tell me long time. Sure.
No,
all right, now say a word. Respect.
All right, bless up.
Release Miss Dunbar. All right, so our caller really had a lot to add. Let me go quickly through the comment section while we had back Miss Dunbar back online with us as well. All right, so Alicia Loki Anderson, what if the woman knows in the long run the man will not stand up to his responsibilities and provide and being there to support the child both physically and emotionally and financially? Of course, that would be accountability for you as well, because you can't know. As I said, what if you know that in the long run he would not stand up to his responsibility? If you know that you're dealing with a man that will not stand up to his responsibility, then that will say a lot about you and the kind of man you decide to choose, of course. Danet Atkinson, what is female have to understand is that if we get pregnant, just to tell yourself the child is yours, because it is a responsibility that the man will turn away from his responsibility. I understand what you're saying there. Joe Max, I agree. Kim Peter gave you that scenario though. All right, let's get back Miss Dunbar. Timeout. All right, so Miss Dunbar will join us back soon. There's a small timeout for Zoom. All right, so I want to add something.
With the caller, I don't agree with what you're saying, because first of all, when we are living in a bed, government not did it. So why should government have a say whether or not I decide to keep my child? So that don't make no sense. And as what Jason said, a man never know what a female go through in labor room. So the government decides, say, yeah, they're going to put something in place, right? For the lady not to abort the child. God forbid she go in a labor room and don't come out. Then what? Then what? It's a gamble either way. So when we are met baby government ended the Angela locked him out.
That statement though, Peter Gay, where government named it if it's true, but when the father is not taking care of the child, what do? We call who named it.
Yeah, no, but at the end of the day, but look at it this way: the government wasn't there when the baby come. You understand? You know, it's your responsibility, and you're running away from it. Why?
No, you shouldn't run away from your responsibility.
But the fact that you're running away from it, we go a court, go to finally make it stand up to your responsibility.
But remember, what he was actually saying is, if the man, right, wanted the child and you didn't want the child and abort the child, then I should be able to take legal action against you. It's a different scenario versus if the man is not taking care of the child, because of course a man can actually take a woman
It would
to
be
court just the same.
different
So
if
it's a
the man
different
said he
scenario.
wanted
Either
a
way.
child and then opt out after the
Either
child
way.
is born.
Either way, it not working. It not working on the favor. I'm sorry. You do have persons. Since this morning, me learn say you have some MBA them rich people there. Like Jason Rich and Jason we care about hotel, and after sexing taking condom and throwing a bid. Me and the helper me take and impregnate myself. Me carry Jason go court and me win. You know why you win? Because you don't have no proof to say. We never have intercourse. How you come getting on me? Explain yourself. So I'm look on that and I say like the judge even wicked.
But the DNA proved that.
Exactly, the DNA proves.
I can actually add to that because I saw the video the other day where the man spent 5 years in prison, and only to find out that the child that he went to prison for child support after spending 5 years of his life. So yes, the system is really stacked against men, but at the end of the day, we still have to take a level of accountability because, as we say, if we never go there, we name couldn't call.
So mommy always say.
Fair enough. Miss Dunbar, you're back with us.
I always say if you go there, I feel.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. What's your views and takeaway from our caller tonight?
He needs to see a therapist.
I would highly suggest that as well. I would highly suggest that.
There's a lot going on with him, and he's interjecting it into maybe his decisions or thought-making process with regards to women and babies and
All right. For me, that's always one of the things for me where I never like to even have a conversation where a child is going to sound like a thing. You understand? Where me literally hate it. I not like it. I literally hate it. When people have a conversation, me like literally getting a heated argument next to physical confrontation with somebody because I hear them talk like as if it's the worst thing to have a child. That the person would leave to say like I don't understand how everything gonna make it look like I just pitney. That's all on the top about like.
See, the thing is, people take into relationships how they were raised, their whole, their experiences. They take that into a relationship. So I always feel and I always say that children live what they learn, children learn what they live. Guess what? Children become grown adults. And as an adult, you take your experience of a child or how you were raised and the things you've learned into your relationships or lack of relationships thereof. And it's not, one of the things he did say, I believe, it's not cut and dried. And this is something we established since the beginning of this show. It's not cut and dried. It's not a yes or a no. There's so many different things that go into the decision-making process or, that need to be considered. And another point that I think you made, Jason, and it's something my mother, as I said, I quote her a lot. When you have a child, you have 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot out of the grave. Many women die in childbirth. Okay, so to me, the takeaway from this is it comes back to education. It comes back to communication. This is one of the things I say particularly to my inmates when I'm having conversations with them. Life is simple. People make it difficult. Life is made up of communication and choices. The 2 C's. You can choose to communicate or not. You can choose to choose or make the right choice or not. It still goes back to your experiences and what you're bringing into when you're sleeping with someone or you actually have a committed relationship. You're bringing with you all that baggage. Okay? And when all of that is taken into a relationship or a sexual encounter, there are results, there's consequences, to everything. And the consequence, sometimes it's a child or a child being conceived. Okay, how you choose to deal with that depends on all the baggage that's in that relationship or sexual encounter. You know, that's what it comes down to.
True.
I have to go, guys. I have some paperwork to do, and I have some scheduling to do, and I gotta go do it now because right now we're 1 hour ahead, and I got a lot of stuff to do. So it was nice. I enjoyed it, even when I was just listening to the conversations. I wish you guys all the best, and
appreciate it. Appreciate it, and thanks for joining.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
All right, bye.
Listen.
Peter Gay.
You don't call me name. I say, love call me name.
You know you go back
Yeah.
Cassandra, your views on the caller, your takeaway, your addition, your multiplication, your thoughts.
Boy, you know me always have subtraction, division, and some other sign when me can't. However, everyone is entitled to an opinion, and the caller voiced his opinion. Now, the fact is, it's our body, right? We go through all the changes. When a woman gets pregnant, majority of us, because I always tell people 12 foot and big nose no fit me. A lot of females look totally different. Ugly. Broad nose when their nose went straight.
So we get round up.
And it is so uncomfortable after having that child. Remember, at times, you're a couple, but you're not living together. Now having that baby, are you one up all night, baby a ball? Man lay down in bed, well comfortable. And Mr. Caller need to understand that we have a struggle to bear.
Right,
Some
true.
men not living with the woman have to do everything. She comes out of that hospital. Me never do a C-section, but me hear about it. It's not an easy road. My last child, I went through 3-hour labor, and I thought that was something. And then I heard persons talking about 16 hours labor. I mean, not talk no buck your toe pain. Me they talk about pain where you literally want just dead.
Feel traumatized just to hear about it.
It is awful. The labor pain where some mothers go through and not something easy. So for a man to say, if you decide to do an abortion, government can't tell me what to do with my body, brother. Because when me have that 12 foot and big nose and me want to carry that, there are some females down at them place there. I couldn't stand on one foot to put on no undergarment. Me have to sit on my bed because the pain, it's unbearable and nobody can take your pain for you but you.
All right. When I think for me as a man, where I grow up to understand and respect to add to that is the changes what most female body go through after giving birth. I think a lot of we as men we lack respect for that, just the aspect there alone. Even for that alone, because we make a youth, we look same way, we gone about we business same
Body
way.
full up a stretch mark, breast start drop a ground. You know, it's not easy.
You never have to pay the pictures.
You
never have to pay the pictures so still, but
It's the reality that men just go and just plant seed and expect that, oh yes, I should have the final say. No.
A lot of time, but the thing about it is still boil down to being educated. Not nothing to do with school, let me add that. But just being educated enough, because if you want to become a father, don't just tell yourself say you can manage financially. You have to understand the emotion part of being a father same way. Every other alley just the same. While the mother they learn, you need to learn too. Because unless you have the level of understanding that, then your respect go listen to
And
that,
then
to that
I
person
think
as a mother.
you would never be ready because there are always things that you wish you could do with your first child that you're doing with the second one.
It's a
now.
learning process, man.
So
You
you're
go
always
have to
willing
learn.
to
You
learn.
go, all right. How me see it is, a child go always miss out, and in most cases the first one miss out a lot.
It's true.
Because when the second and third come in, then
You learn
you go
better.
learn a lot more. Then you go say
Yeah,
crap, you know, say him never really get that. The only thing what the first one get most of the time is
A lot of things,
financial things and so forth. But like
The emotional
you not
support.
learn that right away.
Yeah.
Like it's something where you gradually learn as you go along. You know, second one, third one come, then you start realize, oh, you know, it's really need to do, you know. But as we say, it's a learning process. But and not every man willing to learn.
It's true.
You know.
You're not going to be 4th and 5th.
No, you're not. Yeah, but as we say, it's not every man really willing to learn or even have the conversation with another man who already, you understand, reach a level there of understanding where respecting a female body is concerned or give birth to a child. Because as I say, a lot of we as man, it's all about, yeah man, you can't give me a youth, man. What you know, see me and make
Carry on
money,
the name.
me can't, you know what I mean? Me can't take care of things, man. And every now and then you send more money in your account, and as I say, for true, him there east, you there west, you don't know what you go through
So
over there, the struggle what you go through. As soon as a year like, baby start ball, you have to flick out
And
a fucking
then, you
amount.
know, the lady, I don't remember her name, Miss
Dunbar.
She had mentioned something, and it's very tricky. She had mentioned about a mother having children for more than one father. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. You can have a child.
No,
like, really?
Yeah, because
It's a good thing.
listen.
Well, on, before you talk, more you give me bad thing first and then go
Yes.
PR good thing.
The
as
bad
well.
thing is that the one man you're there with and you have your 3 youth for them. God forbid, he might take sick and can't maintain it, picking them again. That one mother have to maintain the 3 children plus the man.
Yeah, I'm tell you a good
If she-
thing now.
God Jason, we're gonna get
No,
3
a
money.
good thing, no, not necessarily. But if one fail, you still can have backup with 2. If one pass away, you still can have backup with 2.
You still
2
gonna have.
pass away,
I
you still
don't
can have
think
backup
a woman
with 1.
would be so bad luck if you have 3 what this baby daddy.
Where's say? Where's say?
It's true.
Where's say? What you just say?
A
Peter,
woman.
do not call anybody name.
Me not call nobody. I wasn't
do
going to
not
call
call
anybody.
But if
What I'm
such
saying
female
is-
have 3 baby
She have to
daddies,
take a little
something wrong with
accountability.
her.
Yeah, she go have to take a
I
little
have 3
accountability.
children, 3 different father. I mean, can tell you,
You're
say.
picking bad.
It try them know what this. You see, last one are the boss.
Yeah, man, you picking bad, man. If you reach just a Peter again with 3 kids, 3 different man, and all 3 of them are crop or them
wrong.
no take care of
The
the kids.
second and-
Something is wrong with you as a
my
female.
second
You're
and
picking
third
just
child father,
poor. You're
them
picking
step
just
up.
poor.
No man, something wrong. Me have to go teach him to pick.
Mrs. Somebody post something the other day, say, yo, if only some of them girl, the precision or them put in an effort for take one, to post one picture for hide them belly, if only them put in the same energy to choose one man.
It's true.
They would have good.
It is true.
Some of them
And
pick
also
and they
that
just take
as well,
accountability, they just blame man
when
for
you get
everything.
older, there are different things you look for in a man.
Because of experience.
Yes, because of experience. So when you're younger, oh, the boy they look good in and it's a party guy. But then you might grow old and realize the party not stop. But we need to remember how we met. Party smarty. So when you get older, you stop looking for a party guy, you start looking for a family guy. And it also goes back to the same abortion issue where if you should have that conversation and know, say, oh yeah, this man is a family man, chances are once he's a family guy, then he now go tell you if you do an abortion.
And we tell you for the funny side.
Serious relationship. You think she a talk about? That's what you talk about, right? Serious relationship. Come
Nice
on, what
side
Peter
one,
get
not
the
the
come?
side
You
one.
know what Peter get
Catch
the
it pretty much,
time?
yes.
You catch it?
Peter gets it.
Me don't know what Peter get. You're lucky
Yeah,
you
what
don't
you say?
know what Peter
No,
get.
but I'm not lie, Jason.
Judge.
You will be a family man and you mess around and you get the side piece pregnant and you say, yo, I'm ready for that age, so that's rope straps. And you know, so the girl are rope straps.
Yeah. We can't talk about it. Me never in that position now, me have to tell nobody to get rid of no picnic. Thank you.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, me never have to do that because me personally, abortion is not really my thing. And me not recall
I'm
my life.
surprised I have 1 tree pitney.
Oh, me? Because abortion is not my thing.
No, like, me just surprised I have 1 tree.
Why? Why the hell
It's passion of the went top, but when it comes on to kids.
like more than one for 5
yeah,
dozen.
like you don't have a football team.
Me know say I'm not just emotional. Me know say another passion something they alone it take to take care of the man race. Still, but in reality, yeah, a true art. As me say, for me just hate when people they talk and like, yo, me have the youth, you know, about yo, me tell a girl say yo, Ray, or yo, she get pregnant, you know, and right now, me not violate my relationship, you know, so yo, she have to go just hold it and me make sure so she get her money every now and then, and me will never ever agree with none of them something there. Your life, you live your life how you want to live it, still kudos to you. But for me as a man, me go always say this and me see it happen over and over, so it's no theory of mine. Nothing in life is certain other than death. So it no matter how nice a relationship can be with a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband or wife, anything is possible, any game can play. You understand? Why would you get a child as a man and risk your child out a road to save your relationship? What happen if your relationship fail and you can't look back in your picnic face now? I mean, what we know that happened to man whole heap of time, especially in a Jamaica. Then get picnic, I then picnic a road, can't make them woman know so they have picnic, all of them something there, and then boom, picnic now start grow, picnic start have understanding, relationship no work out, and now they want have a relationship with them picnic afterwards. When because their relationship what they been chose, no work out.
So in the moment thing.
So Jason, you're saying that if the man should get a child out a road, because regardless, he can't take care of youth out a road. Why if I had need to know about what happened out a road?
Because I'm child.
And I wife child, a femme child, him do what I'm supposed to do.
Without a respect.
No, because guess what go happen? I'm tell you what go happen. Why me no agree with that? If me while me to hide my child from you, how do I spend time with my child while hiding my child?
The same way you spend time with the woman.
No, me didn't spend no time with her and just have sex.
Jason,
the picnic can make in a 1 minute. Make we go there.
Jason,
the child can make in 1 minute.
Jason,
what time will I spend with my child? If
let me ask you something.
Under one roof, what time would I spend with that other child? Do
you think that a lot of these men out there who get these girls pregnant, they spend more time with that girl than his wife I had?
We can't really talk to nobody.
What do you mean more time? Because if it is a man will work, you work 8 to 5.
How much time you go 8 to 5 or yeah?
But what do you tell that child and that child what you go every night back to your family? What do you tell that child?
At night, what happens?
You just wait to tell yourself saying you must understand. Or you wake up and lie, tell him until he reach old enough when he reach 18 to try
but
explain.
Then yes, you're supposed to let your child know what's happening. But what may I say, Zine, how is it that you're not gonna be a father because you're not tell your wife? A man can be a father to his child out the road and that not to do with his wife.
So, all right, while it can happen, we're not gonna dispute if it can or cannot happen. Is it right?
You get about the principle.
But Cassie,
the principle.
No, it wouldn't be right.
Good. So if it's not right and you don't think it is right,
then,
what do you
But then
suggest?
Jason, not saying it is right or wrong because it is really up to the man. Because we would look at and say, yo, that wrong. But then in the man's side, what he's doing is doing his best.
No, that is not his best.
So you just say he get one picnic out the road if you carry him home to your wife.
You want me to go answer, but I want to show you why it's the same thing when we keep on and I say over and over and over again. We are talking about kids like we are talking about one vehicle. That is how we are talking about one child.
No, but Jason,
that is because you are saying you are willing to risk a child, a
Mhm.
relationship with your child
Yeah.
versus trying to save a relationship that can't, that has no guaranteed will last a lifetime.
Okay, so basically, if you get a child out a road without a shadow of doubt, you carry him out to home, girl. No, me just ask.
Cassie, I can honestly say this to you. It will be a very complicated situation, but this is just me and this is one of my principles. I strongly believe that if me run the risk and me get a child a road, my pitney stay a road. I don't care how nice your relationship is. If it's a case, bear in mind.
I mean, road.
Road.
And you the talk like he pick me a bicycle. Now he live at home with his mother.
No, a road as long as that. All right, put it that way. As long as that child is not
his wife.
Agreed under my roof, because agreed meaning my wife understand and respect and say, yo, your pick can come here whenever I want. As long as that agreement is not there and that no circle, me pick the road. That simply means say, yo, when 12 o'clock come, you can't call my phone 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock and say the baby's sick because me beside me woman. And oh dear you do that. Me no run then joke none at all. I will never ever do it. So I'm going to go back and say this. It's nothing, it has nothing to do with a respect or me not respecting my relationship with my spouse. What all I'm saying is if I fool around and get a child out a road, I will be taking that level of responsibility to know that, listen me, if it comes to the test wherein I'm going to have to risk my relationship, no, I will for the sake of my child.
Okay.
Me I don't
understand, you know.
So you take the full responsibility.
Yeah, man, I just mean that. And as me say, and this is not for every man, because enough man go put their relationship first and say, yo, freak that picnic there. When me get chance to see him, we send money for him mother can take care of him. Me no roll there with him. Me can't do it. I just not part of me. Even if me try, just nah go walk out. And God forbid me no want even have to think about that. Me just I say, yo, at the end of the day, if it's a case in which you don't have that kind of woman there, what go forgive you, let's say forgive you, if go mess around and get somebody else pregnant. If you don't have that kind of woman that will give you that level of forgiveness, then you will have a decision to make. You did make a choice by getting somebody else pregnant. Now you have a decision as a man to make.
And then as well, it's going to be difficult on the wife because you're going to give me a time frame to forgive.
No.
Yes, because because you hurt me by going out there to get another child, and then him and his mother go pop up. His mother maybe go come for the child at some point or bring the child there at some point, and it's like I should just accept it as you.
It's called communication. Remember, all right, look at it this way. I don't expect it to be a scenario wherein it happen, me tell you say, yo, you know, say it happen, and that's it. We have to have a mutual understanding. So at this point in time, you will have a decision to make. If you decided, you know what, let me see how it goes. Even if come more than like, you know, I gotta just go all in and say, yeah man, me all good with that and ray. Come on, you're human. But if we have a discussion and you say, you know what, let me see where it goes. You understand? Me understand say people frig up at times. Me already tell myself say man a dog, as most I wanna say. No. Just saying. But at the end of the day, they don't say upgrade. But anyhow, as we say, if it comes to the point wherein you have a discussion and you might tell yourself say, yo, you can't deal with it, then maybe I just saw it go. Whether the man tell you about that child, something else could have caused you to walk. You understand? What me no want live with is me turn my back on my picnic for you.
Let me ask you something, Jason. Just the flip side to this.
Yeah.
If your wife should go out there,
I would have a decision to make.
Me not even
because come on, we are all humans, and as me say, it's just reality. We all have to face it. I will have a decision to make. I mean, just say it, she will have a decision to make. When me go have to just accept it because I know me mess up. I have to live with it and know say me mess up. But what me say me not gonna do is me not gonna risk my child not having a relationship.
So let me ask you. You telling your wife, right? Because you talk about she have a decision to make. with your face to self. Me
I
know
know
you
face
want your
your
wife
facts.
forgive you, don't.
Of course, the man who want.
Okay.
That is why we have
so
a
do you
conversation.
think your wife should at least hope that you'll forgive her?
Yeah, but that's me say I have a decision to make.
Would
Me
you
never finna
forgive
go
her?
walk.
Yes, but would you
Me
forgive her?
can't talk. Listen me, you're asking me a question in which, to be honest, me want to tell you say, yo, I would based on circumstances. However,
The heart
this
is
just me-
willing,
this,
but
alright, this is just me talking as a man, like straight out as a man. Not Jason, but as a man. Zane, me go give you the answer where you don't know. Say most man say, yo, me don't know. Maybe not one say, yo, no. Me not go jump up and be one of them fools if you say, yo, no, you're mad. But I say, a decision go off me. That's all me can say.
Ask me the question.
all right, most of the times, right?
Yeah.
Most men do cheat, and us as women would forgive easily. I'm going like nothing never happen. I'll see the side girl and yell her at times. And you should get a woman outside pregnant. You come to your B and you explain, yo, me don't really want her, as one always say. But it do happen and she accept the child. In the event that she should go out there and get pregnant, what would you do?
Well, you know when they say woman born hot, like they get one already here, brother. Would definitely need to have a discussion. Would have to have a discussion.
You think you'd emotionally ready to be having a
The
discussion?
thing about it is, in everything at all, we can always talk and chat anything we want to chat, but this is when you have to deal with the actual situation when you are dealing with it.
Yeah.
It's like what me I say right now can be complete contrary to what me would have said then. So
If you were to be in the situation.
if I was supposed to be in that situation, why not tell her? Dog, me and me suffer, man.
And if she should come to you and say, okay, Alden, you know, say, because you went out a road, the
Couldn't
cheat,
deal with that, no.
I
couldn't deal with
seek
that, no.
comfort elsewhere and I got pregnant, would you support me in having an abortion?
But as Jason mentioned earlier, you see, why? You see, why, brother?
Me can't answer for you. You want me answer for you?
Why that's the Jason?
All right. So me go tell her why my whole hand pan so much. Seeing, you see, we as man in most guys, you say something out of me. Hope your name say it still kind of give way when you say you seek comfort.
Yeah.
The difference with us, Zane, as you might know by now over the years of experience, we as man most time we don't really have no form of connection. We don't really seek no form of comfort to actually have sex with another woman. Most time we just want have sex.
vibes,
The
yeah.
person look attractive, we have sex. While on the next hand, we know say in most cases it's not the same for you. Most time when a woman have sex or say cheat overall, some things in most cases are missing. Am I saying in all cases no, but in most cases something is missing, whether him just not get that level of attention anymore, whether because of financial reason, but in most cases something is missing. That is the reason why we won't be able to process the situation the same, because we as man know say, you know what, it's like he asked Ganchi gate, because the fact so we know so most time before we even can have sex with most men, we have to at least have a level of attraction towards them of such. That is the reason why we go hard to process that, because what they say, yo, you hear me? Unlike me, where we can't tell a plain say, yo, you hear me? And they just want one chop, big man
But
thing.
then
And me
if
nah
the
go-
female can say to you, say, yo,
No.
me just, are you me the pre, me not pre him again. Why
You know,
make
it is not that simple. I'm going to say it again. We
easier said than done.
know that most time you already have a connection with that person, and you go
say
that
connection
far
go
to have sex.
always
So,
be there?
not gonna say always, but at the end of the day, it's not easy if you just go so in a one discussion by you just saying, me done with him, I did one
But then
time.
just
I did
it's
one.
us as a female telling you, say, listen, I just
But
eat that.
sometimes
Me
you
want
But-
there
but
with you.
I am not saying it's a lie, you know. I'm just
I mean,
saying.
say to you
we
now,
just see
Jason,
things
is
different
that
as
But
man
listen,
and woman.
yes, me get the understanding. I'm saying
Yes.
to you, I want to stick with you.
But Cass-
Would you support me in doing an
Hold on
abortion?
there.
That me ask
But
you.
hold on,
Hot
Nancy,
topic.
hold on. But Cass,
Hot topic. Answer the
remember
question.
sometimes, you know, women want men for different reasons, you know. So it can go back to where you say, boy, the man where you get pregnant for is in workless versus Jason who you say, boy, in future bright and everything are going. But you don't really want him because you love him, you know. But probably because your kids say, boy, him can best take care of you and the child. But really, you really love the other person because he might, you know, do things better than Jason. You know what I say? But yeah.
I can't use that.
Oh God.
Yes, it varies.
Yeah, all right. For me, Cassie, honestly, yo, me say this like a million times. Peter Game, I just tired of hearing me say it. Man and woman are different, and we accept that. And one of the reasons why I go always say it is we process things different, we deal with situation different, and the stats are there to prove it. You know, just have to do with what me say. You, based on experience, you can say, yo, who no love give bun, who can't take bun. So its stats are there. The proof is there.
Yeah.
You show over and over how we react most of the time when we find out, say, yo, feel little kitty get giveaway, but yet we out there chop 10 sitting a week. You understand? Because at the end of the day, we know still say, yo, that 10 something what we chop, we still can propose to you tomorrow because no love no last for you. How much woman can sleep with 10 man and still have that level of love there? Because me know this for a fact, say hard for a woman to cheat on a man what she love, respect and admire. As long as one of them something missing, then there go come the option and the decision if she will do it, yes or no. But as long as all three intact of love, respect and admire still did it, me I tell you, say
So
you
is
go
it
always
that
have it
men
hard.
brain screwing upside down or something?
Why
so
we-
you love respect and the woman is attractive and you cheat on her?
Because man and woman are different.
Oh, them brain
So wait, so
screwing.
We are wired different.
So
That's
that's-
just
so
they just have to
Cass,
understand.
man
It's just wired
is
So
different.
you take a time out of your life and I try to understand how man wired. Like we can understand how
No.
man wired, you know.
No man, no way mad me.
What I want to know.
Because
Cassie, flip the question. Which one? Mr. Man tell us saying have somebody else. You have one youth out the road. How you deal with it?
On the way or in born already.
Bad already.
You have a youth out the road. How you deal with it?
It go be very hard. Because everything go there run upside. Hey, you know. I love children. But at the same time, you have to go give me time to process this. Because a whole heap of things go there run through my brain. Whole heap. Because then me go there preset. It worse if you never see the signs. It worse if you never, nobody never pinch you and say, yo, me here say. Where you can at least do your matlock work. So if my matlock work fail me,
I know just somebody
Trouble.
always see signs and ignore them.
True.
it's
Alright.
true.
but what you know, Cassie,
Me no know.
what you know, me go show you how your decision come in most cases. Then you go boil down to the caliber man where you know say you actually have that are the biggest thing.
One thing me can
Caliber
tell you
man
for
where know say you
sure.
have. That go
Me
help
no
make a
feel like
decision.
mother leave my man because he get one youth out the road. Yeah. For me hard.
I mean,
no-
I guess you can say that because of the level of experience.
Yeah, I don't.
together.
Brother,
I would be very upset.
Sir, me not promise you that kind. I back on my brain.
Man gonna go, they gonna do it. No.
In the back of my brain, something I go happen again.
Me no
No, necessarily.
With the same person or
No.
with the same person?
Could be.
Oh.
Let me tell, and that is the reason why we keep forgiving men so many times because they not do the same crime all the time.
Yeah, but what you know? All right, for address Peter Gay, right? Me can't take that from Peter Gay. If it's something going on back, but what Peter Gay, what you have to understand is, Zane, you see, if he have sex with another woman and no child involved, what is the difference? Him say, yo, it was a one time and he move on. You don't honestly don't believe say it can just be one time and he not go back there. Why? Is it a case you're just paranoid?
Yeah. Brother, the
Yeah,
thing is, no, Jason.
Me not say nothing. You say no.
You see the fact that man are born hunters, me get that. A man could burn up road, me get that.
A
You see,
promotion.
brother, you see the youth make a youth bun road.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Me I tell you,
Yeah.
all the any of you brother make him bun up boy picnic for bun road. But two of them have
Well,
zins,
you want to hear one.
but you said I'm ready for your settle down now. Your bun up road done. It only can be so much and no more.
And
That's
that is
why
the
me
reason
feel so my
why
friend here
I
saying,
keep
"Bun
telling
road, so
persons
my
that
friend
you see
go
some of
married
the
now.
time
You understand
when
what
I
I'm
meet
saying?
a
Yeah,
man
listen,
man.
and the man say, oh, you know, one burner, you could have be 50, 60 me no want you if you have one burner.
No,
Because it
you
go
don't
just
give me
happen that's how
problem.
when me and you there,
Yeah, you
you're
don't
ready
give
for
me
do
problem.
road.
Ready for
You have to tell, you have to make me know
Exactly,
say
so you go.
you're bun up
So you
road
go.
and done.
Boy, put the
I want to rinse out. You man.
Yes,
yeah, boy, put the bun up
it's
road.
true.
When you're ready
Yeah,
to
but
know,
but look on the flip side, right?
You've been
But-
there, you're done.
But look on the flip side, right? Who then go bun road with? One to the people them a bun road with in a this transition to come to you when then done bun road.
You mean one to people them?
Yeah, one to them people that because that's no you just like how you think about it, you know.
Well,
You
somebody
want to
settle
bun
with you.
road, Zane, and then settle with you. But you now look and say, yo, while I'm a bun road, I want next female art or couple female art to get break along the line. What it feel like say, yo, them go actually have a relationship with this man. While that man they get a one bag of experience, while you sit down over there wait patiently say, all right,
back
go
to
on run
say,
until you're ready for me.
Woman control sex, man control what?
Yo, hear me?
It go right back there.
Me not go disagree, Peter.
Exactly.
But what me I say
Jason.
is, Peter Gay.
Jason, listen.
But you're still
If
paranoid, you know,
me-
regardless.
yeah, man, go paranoid,
Yeah, but if you tell yourself say in Bun Road, Zane in Dun Bun Road, I know, and you tell yourself say you're ready for second down. In your head, second down meaning say yo, you not look on no more woman other than you. Or second down meaning say yo, you not go pre 10, 20 anymore. Maybe one no one day. Me ask you, like, remember, you know, he's still a man.
Yeah, but when you're born road and you've been there, you done that. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna have other icy female. Yeah, but your loyalty, I go just
Different.
Did
It go
you
step
understand
up.
what
Me no want my daughter
Credit,
meet
that's
your
true.
son.
Credit.
what you mean?
No, because I
After you done
think,
born road.
in all fairness, it's up to the child.
Up to the child to do what?
You're 18, 19-year-old
Friend,
pretty when he want.
we
If
had
he
a
want,
caller.
because you have some boys who
We had a
just want to
caller,
stick with you one little girlfriend, and you as the mother-in-law go say, "My son born road,
Yeah,
me
man,
don't
he's
want
born
you as
road.
the
Me
mother-in-law."
don't want to use the term vulnerable, but me thinking to
Yes,
get
sir. You remember
experience.
Yes,
They-
he's supposed to. He can
caller,
get experience with the
that's
one female.
No.
What
That's
if he
not
can
it.
watch
show.
movie where you don't know you're
No,
gonna
no.
learn?
No,
No,
sir.
that's not experience.
Yes.
You remember the caller we have where he having girlfriend and in the way to learn to get the kitty.
Got 2 years, me say.
2 years in the way to get the kitty.
And he have him as in girlfriend.
I wife, brother.
Then there's something that's still key.
Yes, brother. And the man liar, then no woman because he grew up in a church and he just feels say all the way parents him grew up. I have one boy picnic, a boy, you see. One.
No, but if you're not
No.
getting
Jesse.
married, keep.
What
Then
you say?
them married.
Wait a second, wait, 2
Yeah,
years,
them mad
okay,
and then
I
the
think
woman
so.
got cheap on him and get pregnant with somebody else. Relationship done.
Man, forget
No.
experience,
You see,
man.
now
You
him
man
a
forget
born road
experience,
because
man.
guess what?
Yeah, man.
He go
Definitely.
find some good woman along the way and mess them up because of one female. Brother, burn up road.
But what me I say is why you say if you Bun Road, bear in mind while I tell him if Bun Road, he go broke some good woman heart, he go meet some good woman and he go spoil the opportunity.
And then his
You
heart
want-
go
I
get
get
break
that.
on
But
along
watch
the
out,
way.
well, I know. Watch if we case part about it now. Bear in mind, let us use your son still, Zane. While your son a bun up road, Zane, get good woman while him a bun up road. While up in chance with good woman, Zane, and then in that side also you in done run road and in willing for second.
And who is second with
Me
ready
always
to
hear
do
they say I know
road?
who you want or who want you. The one where him know decide say him want.
No want him.
They say problem there and he give up all I good one them while in that bun road. You
man,
think about
yeah.
that part there?
A man named Bun Road same way.
Already ready for second
Man,
now.
No, but at the end of the day, JC, this is what I believe. As a female, me think if you talk to one guy with head over heels into you, female grow and love the boy then. Female no love the boy first. Make the boy love you and you grow to love the boy then. Because you see, if you love the boy, you go turn a yammed for the boy.
Yamed.
Yeah, you go to a yamed. Anyhow, you love the boy.
Always making
So
love
wrong
you
if you love the
first.
boy
Make the
first.
boy love you first.
So wrong if you love the boy.
Because
No.
you see, anytime the man love you first, you get more respect, he treat you more.
More money.
As a woman, if you have to
not
gain that
only
love
that,
or respect, trouble
But I
did
don't
it.
think you can determine
When
who
you
love who
love
first,
her-
though. You can't determine who love who first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you decide, say, you know, me not gonna love you first. More make sure, say, you love me first, so I can get Oh, you, tell me, oh, you
Me stick
control a
out.
part. To explain.
Me don't know how to control it, and I can't control.
Yeah, but yeah, say,
But
yo,
what I'm
make
saying-
the boy love you
What I'm
first.
saying, maybe
So, how
the
you control
attention
it?
you get and
the connection make the boy head
Just
over
why-
easy to you as a female.
Yeah, but what is there for gain
Because-
from the man if after time head over
Alright, let me
eat
tell you
you
what
know, get
happened,
back the same
Jason.
thing from
It could be a
You
case
are going
where
to grow to love that.
no, but maybe you
No,
love
you have to
him.
love
You
the
love him, you
constant,
know.
though.
No, you maybe
friend,
love
so.
him. But what we would do, certain things we hold
yeah,
on
so that
back
part,
pan.
yeah,
We kind of hold off.
Yeah.
A lot of things we want to do for the boy, but me have to see what I up to.
Why?
Can me have? Eh?
Why?
Me know what me know Yamed, sir.
You want me
You
to
know, it's a throw this yamage.
All of you when Yamisha.
Yeah.
All of you
Yeah,
when
we
Yamin.
want Yambang.
So wrong with the Yamin. What wrong with the Yamin? What wrong with the
What
Yamin?
did you say?
What wrong with the Yamin?
What do you mean what wrong with the Yamin?
No, I'm curious.
What wrong with
What wrong
them?
with the Yamin? Yeah, what wrong with the
Nothing. Then treatment too good.
Yeah.
So why man not treat
And-
you no good? So what is
No.
the difference?
Okay.
Yamed treatment very well. But
And
guess
that
what?
is good.
And get
Those
nothing in
men
return.
are very ungrateful and disrespectful.
So what
I'm
about
very
the man them who
abusive.
treat a man very good and the woman them ungrateful and have a name for them?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, exactly. Same way. So, Yami. Yeah, same
Me
way.
normally feel say it's just normal to uno for a man just treat on the nights and treat them however uno want. That me grow and see.
No,
That me
because
see.
maybe somewhere down the line that female heart was broken.
No, I'm not gonna use it as no excuse.
No, it's not an excuse, it's an explanation.
Explanation, excuse, same and
No,
them
but
walk.
Jason, me tell you, it have to be something where the female is prepared mentally. Because you have some woman where, for example, you meet an Aldean and she will do everything for him. She will make sure, boy, alright. But guess what? That boy then in a prayer, you know, cause maybe her belly too big, or her foot too big, or she too cribbed, or something. Aldean in the prayer, Aldean a pray the dolly. So while me over here, the pray, Aldean a pray the dolly, and I would do anything for Aldean. Then me find Aldean come tell me straight up, say, yes, what you see, now go work.
Come here, look on the dolly over there.
Dolly
so.
me want. Me feel so
go-
bad because
go-
guess
go-
what? Maybe me always buy Aldean one carry, you know, having
You mash up
birthday.
that. All right, this
No,
one.
you have some woman when I do it. Make him go on.
Sorry, sir.
Then
Not
when
this
you
one.
meet somebody, you Jason, you start treating girl so good. She not give you the connection, the call and already mess up
And you
your
know, it's
events.
funny.
Yeah,
It's
but
funny, you know. Me with there with Jason, I just want Jason to do this thing. And Jason now do it. Jason now no ambition. There's nothing
So you
about
tell Jason to
Well,
do
I know.
it.
Well, I know you teach him and he now learn and then no work out and then boom, you see him down the road. We don't want like a chick and the
when they
boy full of
teach him to
ambition
do.
and the boy them something
You
they
just
earn.
Thump
never
him in
know.
the
You just
back.
never know.
No,
you
let
mean
me
you never
tell you
know?
what
A relationship
again.
sometimes is
No.
like a
No.
That you know, you see me?
And the patience she never
That
have.
you know, when you hear them say every word then take a bush, that's the
Yeah,
situation.
true. But it's just
Everyone
everybody's a patient.
It's just
enough
that,
to wait for
sir,
everybody.
I wasn't your O.
So,
Yeah, you can find your O.
It's true.
So what you say no?
run it.
So what you say, Jason?
this is how me look on things overall. Seeing a man, as you know, say the man need to start showing the love first. But kind of reach a point where we don't even know what a lot of female nowadays call love, because for most female nowadays, love is all about
Cash.
how much you can actually spend. Zine, and that is why I believe in it. Say, yo, a man need to work on themselves and build themselves as much as possible. Because I have an idea, woman born with their value, a man have to work and build for him. A man have to go there and earning value. A man is nothing if he not provide or push nothing towards society. A so woman actually see man nowadays. All about what I actually can bring. Alright. Me look upon you now as a woman. No, straight across the board. I'm going to show you why.
That's not
If
true.
me look upon you now, Zane, as a woman, we go start get serious towards our relationship. I'm saying, here we go on. Quick question. What do you have to bring to the table? Give me first two answer you can't find.
My ambition.
What else?
My money in my bank account.
All right. Pause. Flip you again. I'm gonna go ask the question. What do you have to bring to the what do you have to bring to the table, Zane, that I want that can benefit me as well that you have not offered to another man before me? What will be your answer?
If I want Virginia, look.
Hey, you know, we over that show, you know, Virginia, look for.
Is there ever a discussion in regarding what the two want in like or expect from each other in a relationship? Like, is there really ever a real discussion about what people what we are looking for?
The discussion coming on.
It's like the fine
discussion
print there, you know,
comes-
but we
no.
don't read no, we
We
don't
read
pay that
it.
no
The
mind.
discussion comes in about in a mind come we sit down and we are saying
Yeah,
we
like
talk
pieces
whatever.
there.
Yes,
Pieces
because
there,
one of the
pieces.
questions is what kind of work you do? One way
No, that's what I said.
always
Discussion.
feel
There's
like,
never
yeah.
actually
But
there's never
the
actual
discussion
discussion.
is
But
there
most
now.
woman opening questions most time have to do with
It's most
the
of
man and
observation.
why
Just
have the
observation,
offer.
you know.
Most give me your first 5 questions you ask someone where you just know and have nothing to do with what you have to offer.
Are you single?
How much woman
Number
you have?
one.
How much money you have?
No, I mean,
Where you live? What kind of work you
You
do?
live with your mother.
Remember, you give me 5 and I have nothing to do with what you have to offer. If you mention what kind of job
Where
you
you
do,
have to have
where you
offer?
live, yeah, why you have to offer. God, you are asking those questions really and truly. If it's what does he have to
But
offer?
they're not
That is
asking
why you're
what they're
asking.
saying.
Me now.
It's
It's not gonna be a direct question. To be honest, female have so many ways of asking
That's
those
not
questions.
Yeah, but the question still asks. That's the point. The question still asks.
Yeah.
So I am just saying this to say this, right? At the end of the day, we as man, we just have to understand and know. So, yo,
Know the question them.
Where the dating market is now, Zane, when you go start up with a female and listen careful to the question them what the female asks you. And you need to make your decision quick, fast, and in a hurry if this is something where you want to go forward with. Because I guess I don't know, the question go come in quick, fast, and in a hurry because everybody time span get shorter and shorter now. So no woman don't want to waste no time anymore. We go through that process there, you know. But then you know, so woman now barely talk to all man all month before they know what kind of job why man do and their income. Now then girl and now waste no time. Then girl nowadays now waste no time because really and truly, alright, they say boy long to if me look on you as a woman and I say to you, say yo, what you really want in a one man? Most one then go and think of the nicest things them to say. But in
Jason,
reality, the most time one really want from one man is financial help, support.
No, but you know, at
Security.
at times, why some females ask, for example, what type of work you do. Me no want certain type of man. Me no want no thief.
Standards.
Yes, so there's
It's not
certain.
a work. So we have to man. I mean, no, you ain't asking for some money.
No, but me just
You're
say
not
there's certain
asking for
things
your-
you're looking for in
Mama,
a man,
was a
and
woman, they
it
time
don't
a
have
big
nothing
bag.
to do with me have some bills to pay when I want him pay for
It
me.
go always boil back down to it. I'm going to tell you why.
What
you
mean?
first thing you ask a man that you want to know if that man income, if you are not working, if you go can manage.
No,
Well,
because guess what? I can meet a man who tell me,
say?
oh, he have one highest paid job, but really and truly, me don't want him. Me need amount of money,
Can I
but
say?
me don't
Can I
want
say?
him.
Can I say we're talking about someone that you are about to take serious. So you're asking the serious question them, Zane,
Yes, sir.
because this is somebody who you really
No,
like
but
and really want
to
get
me,
know.
the understanding me I get from is that we are trying to feel him out to see if he have money or not. Money, you know, have nothing to do with money.
Can I say?
Because you have
Can I
females
say?
who would date a guy
Can I
who is
say?
not financially stable and she's very
What
happy.
percentage?
Me don't know about percentage. Me not walk and question woman. Me know about me and other females who me
Can't
know.
talk for just you and me can't talk for just me
But
either.
then-
So we're gonna go off
No.
of what we see for a fact.
What
We're
you
gonna
see?
We're gonna go off of facts. Zane, that will me like work with. Zane.
Tell me the statistic.
Well, calm down, calm down, calm down. What I'm saying to you is the reality is 90% or more of females, this a generation, yeah, Zane, then talk to man. I want to know if the man can help them financially, provide financial stability.
Oh, yeah, talk
security,
like 2,000
all of this something for
children.
them.
Me
So,
I hate
so what I
it.
know, we go step back a little now and we go over to the man them side now. When one man tap a woman downtown and say hello team, or a man approach you, why you think he approach you?
Me don't know. Why
I want
approach me?
sex.
Because you want sex with her.
You think so?
Yeah.
A coastline they look.
Which man you feel so out in
Hey.
the right in mind? So I own cross road. Do you know that man look good? You want to shake my best friend? What is
That's why me dry out. Me just want to confirm that because you have men who we see and call to you when you kiss your teeth and go on, them behave like, oh, and you know, say, I didn't want me
Because
want
when
you.
you can't catch
No.
a grape, what happen?
Sure, you see a girl go on where you go.
But that's supposed to even show you even more. So this man already in the plan out a future with you.
No, because that's me. When man approach me, certain things, especially when I'm in a serious relationship, you can't get my number, brother.
Put that aside. The person that you're with, no. Whether you believe it yes or no, or you like it or no. The first God Almighty time in talk to you, a fronting did one.
Me no business at that. Me where you want to.
So if all of the women them out there feel say, oh no, it's just nice.
No.
Cut your crap. That is why we did talk if and there
It's
one.
true.
A front we want, make we talk to you. Everything else come with it. Everything else
comes
No man
after.
now look on and say, wow.
That's why me always tell men, me not give me number, me no counselor.
She
No,
just
me
look like
just
she be
want
a
to
lovely
be
friend
friend,
to
not
me.
number, so you can't trick me.
Yeah, the reality
Me not be
is
no counselor for
everything else
nobody.
come with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, everything else come with it. We don't walk and see no man and say, yo, Jano, you know, some want two new friends that want some look good friend. Want some look good friend to start link with. No.
No, man, I'm so far. Peter,
Yeah, so at the end of the day, all me see Cassandra, but just feel like say, yo, we just have to understand each party. Yeah, we just have to understand each party as best as possible. As man, we try to not waste with life, try to understand woman. We just work with what we not teach with. That's all. Me feel say the best way that a man fi go about in damn life, work with whatever female teach us. Don't spend your days out there to try to study woman, to try and master woman like you have a point to prove. You've always a damn life, pretty much. You understand? I mean, just wish woman would just do the same. Stop expect man to think like how you think. And I think that a
We
lot of
can do it
time.
one time, because we don't always think like, oh no.
Not really, we just want to get
necessarily,
power
no.
program.
What?
We just want to get
Necessarily.
power program, that's it. We don't want to
Just
think
want things to go smooth.
We just want to get
Difference.
power program.
Which
No.
are-
We just want things to go smooth, you know?
No.
Not really about controls.
Alright, let me ask Cassandra. Cassandra, do you think a woman can lead in a relationship and why?
Can lead?
Yeah, in a relationship.
Because we're smarter. Yes, of course.
You think so?
Me not think so. I'm telling you, it's a fact.
Alright. How much successful relationship you know that a woman lead in?
Mine. What about yours?
Hey, you know something? Hey,
That's what she wants.
Hold on. When maybe no want maybe.
What you mean lead?
Good. Yeah, let me say.
Exactly.
Maybe I throw the word lead too much out there. See?
Yeah.
Alright. Lead meaning. You think lead should I really mean just lead naturally still, but as you want me go in details of lead. Lead meaning he's the one where
Take care of bills here.
no lead. Am I one with the vision? You are the support
Captain,
in most cases.
It
Not
really,
another case.
it depends.
Why you want me to
It
captain?
depends on nothing at all.
Yes, because then what if it's a case where I also have visions and when I really check your levels, the vision where you have, my vision might be brighter.
Alright, so I'm going to show you what going to happen. See, there's a thing we call conflict of interest. See, I know what going to happen more than likely.
Wow.
The relationship can seem so nice now, but you see, after a while as you go along, because naturally, a man is supposed to lead and a woman is supposed to follow. You can't have two leaders.
So you're saying because you have a vision and my vision might be brighter. It's a conflict of
No, it
interest.
has nothing to do with your vision or that.
So me nothing have no vision and you want to come with vision?
At no point in time I said nothing about you not being able to have or fulfill your
but-
vision. What I am saying is, if you're going to use just vision alone, that will just be like a 10% of leading, where just the vision is concerned. But overall, you have a leader, you have a follower. Whether you like the term follower, yes or no. Because if you put up your hand and say you are the leader in your relationship, you're basically telling everybody watching this and will be watching the video afterwards that your spouse is a follower.
No, listen, it's a relationship.
Someone has to lead, someone will follow.
With the lead.
Two people cannot lead, you know, go link up.
We're not link up. We are heading in the same direction. We can't link up.
Whether you're
Jason.
heading in the same direction, yes or no, one has to lead.
Jason, in
So why-
Yeah, me I hear you.
No, let me tell you what people normally say, right? Man supposed to be the head and the woman support him, right?
Yeah,
I do
patriarchy.
believe that as a couple, you're one. So if you said to me, say, Cassie,
A man is supposed to be the head of the house.
that's how you want to feel. Like, two of
It has
me there,
nothing to
I
do with
told you
how-
run
No,
things.
it has to be how you feel. Like you just say, yo, you don't feel so.
Why?
You feel
Why
so.
would you have a right? Because based from what me see react. Why would you have a problem, or do you have a problem with your husband being the leader? And not
No,
you
but
being
at
the
the
leader?
same
Why you want
time,
to be
No,
upfront
I'm
with?
not-
Why you want to be upfront
no,
with him?
no,
like,
because
you must say
as a
it
couple,
as
it's a couple
support.
thing, right? And if you're a couple, I don't see where leader should even come into play.
Because
We're a
what-
couple and we're working for the
But
same dream.
You have a problem with. You have a problem.
But
with
even though
someone
there's
who-
a leader, even though there's
No,
a leader
because-
that doesn't
Over
mean
you.
that you're not
No,
working for the
listen,
same
if
dream.
you are going to use the term leader, leader simply means I make the decision and you follow.
Not
A
necessarily.
man-
A leader means
A man-
I make the decision and you follow.
Alright,
no
hold on.
objection,
Hold on,
you
hold on,
follow.
hold on,
Me
hold
not
on.
work with
So
that,
calm down,
brother.
no. Is there kids involved in the relationship?
Of course, children are
So I'm going to
involved.
ask the question: is your spouse the head of your household? Is
We
that yes
both
or no?
are.
No.
That no make no sense. You both cannot be the head.
You
of-
understand?
A
It's
one
a-
head can be of
And
the
that is the
household.
reason why I
Who
say
is
it's
the
a,
head
we
of the
are a
household?
couple and we are one.
It doesn't.
Does he agree with your
You're not-
terminology of both of you being the head as well? You say him alright with
Or that is just your stance.
No,
I've said, yo, that's how you see
listen.
it.
Being a leader, right? Me don't know if me and have the same understanding, but it simply means you as a leader would make the decision and I would carry it out, right?
Not
Not
necessarily.
necessarily, no. Not
Why?
necessarily. All right, watch out now. Remember, you know, when it comes down,
Would I, as your partner, have certain say in decision making?
it's based
Of
on
course,
your guys'
because you're a
communication.
support.
You communicate it with each other, basically.
So, because me, in a female brain, me, a leader is a
Because
leader.
you have
who
a
make
leader
decision.
mentality.
And because he said,
Alright.
you follow, me not like the something they
Go-
follow.
go-
It
go-
don't
go-
mean
go-
follow.
go-
Aye.
go- go-
I'm going to show you things.
Think about it.
You see, based on your response and your stance towards the whole situation, you have a very high masculine
High masculine
tendency.
persona.
And guess what now? I'm going to show you what
You're not
can
telling me
cause
that.
that. No, it's factual. Even the fact that you want to object me even saying that. It's factual, Zane. And what you have to understand is maybe you have a spouse where him get that and him step back and allow you
Him
to
work
step
with you,
forward.
basically.
But guess what? I can't tell if you're fact. Zane, you see, if it's a case wherein you see him have a level of vision and you have the level of confidence in things where I'm setting assertive in a whatever I do, in dominant in a whatever I do, then you have no reason for one push up your head and say, yo, me want up here so with you too. No, you will step back and you will be as feminine as Frig. You go step back and you go in a your little thing and you go be that submissive, nice, supportive woman and you go out there with them and anything where I miss and you go say, babes, see it here. That is what your job as a woman is supposed to be. Once you're talking about patriarchy, the man is supposed to be a head of the household. That is his job.
As
If
that
you
head
want
teacher,
up
no,
there,
they can't tell me
but
that.
if you want up there, you're not giving that man a fair chance to be a man of the house.
No, but Jason, what I'm trying to say.
Who made the decision? Who made the final decision in the house? Because there has to be a final decision. Who make it? Oh, both away.
No, But then
No, want to hear the answer.
no, but
Who
if
makes the final decision?
if
No.
it's something where, all right, for example, I have a son who is not his, and there are certain things I would allow him to do because I don't want it seems as if because he's not my child. You get what me I say? So I allow him.
So you want him to feel equal?
Yes, not even say feel equal. All right, may I try explain, Zine? Step parent role is very difficult, and you do have some parents who, I know your son I talk to him certain way. I would tell my son to do something, and me know if I true, me no rush him. But if me say to my baby father, tell Justin move quicker than if me tell him.
There's a difference between a man and a woman.
So there are certain things I would allow him to do, especially when it comes on to his stepchildren. Me no want to get in at the part there. If Justin needs to get something done, don't come tell me. Tell Justin, because Justin move quicker when a man talks to him.
That is just a respect by outfit. Yeah.
But then when it comes down to certain things, we would have a conversation. If it's a decision that needs to be made, not all male decisions are right.
Who made the final decision?
The final decision would depend on the debate we're going to have. But Jason, for example, I remember watching a YouTuber and the conversation was her 16-year-old daughter, should she be dating? The mother thinks it's okay, the father thinks it's not. But then, not because you as a man, no, I don't want a boy against my daughter. No, it's a conversation. And at times, when I really sit down and reason it out, I don't agree with the female.
So back up, what is the role of a man in a relationship?
To support the female and the household.
That is the role of a man in a relationship. To support the female in the household.
So what is the role of a man in a relationship?
You're talking about a beta male, aka a simp, if that is how you explain or expect a man to play a role in a relationship.
What is his role? What is your role in a relationship?
Oh God, you know, Lan, if you ask me more, you know, you just sit down over there so the question them just pour up so in your head. My role in a relationship is I'm supposed to be a leader. Leader meaning I cover every aspect. As in every single aspect, I am very dominant, I am very assertive in every single thing what me do. Zine, provide security, stability for my household, everything I can think of with a one man to do. You know what that mean? My wife have no reason to push up her head and say, yo, no one up there with them, I want to lead to, because the level of assertiveness and dominance, she trusts whatever I do, and guess what, she's there as a support for me because I am only human, and at times she can say, yo, Jay, left out this because that is her job as a wife. You understand? No, this is it we want you to understand. You see, unless that man can play his real role as a man, Zane, you see, because you, we don't know if it's because maybe past where you have to out there do things by yourself, you gather this rough and this toughness over the years, and because of that you can't let it go now even though you're there with somebody.
No, but Jason, what me I try and understand, right? You're saying that whatever decision you make, your wife supports you with it?
Yes, because I'm very assertive with my decisions. And
because she trusts him.
She trusts my decision because she knows I'm going to jump on this full decision. We have discussions. So even though it's a decision of mine, it's not something.
So it's not a decision of yours. It's a thing that you both have agreed on. You said you have discussions.
Because it's always come down to a final decision. Someone has to make a call for the final decision. If you go or not.
For your final decision, always the right decision.
I think because Jason is on the more conscious side. I think
that's why I'm saying to you that if you see that man being very assertive and everything, you will not question his leadership skills or decision.
But Jason, we need to know.
Because you question it.
No, it's not a matter of question, and you need to be here to understand that. Not because you are making a decision mean it is always the right decision. If we have a conversation, you said we're going to have a conversation. Is it that because we are having a conversation, the final decision is always what you say, or is it that having a conversation simple means say my wife will tell me say, all right, me need to put the buckle there, so but me realize say me need to put the buckle there, so are you fix it or do whatever? Or is it that because you disagree, your final decision, not just your final decision?
No, me not think of that.
No,
listen,
alright.
listen,
For me, no, that say no. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say no. Zane, it kind of tricky based on how you say it, but we go explain as easy as we can explain. Zane, you go back to what I said before, right? If you trust my judgment on how me do things, Zane, you have no reason for question things what me do, Zane. I don't like something I left you outside, but because whatever decision me go make regardless, me still they bring you in at the loop. You understand? It's just that me not left it up to you to decide at the end of the day. You then just come like you ask your son say, which one of them shirt you want with your guy party? Zane, even though at the end of the day, regardless of you saying that to him, he's saying that, well, me have a choice, really and truly, is A and B. That is not really a choice. A choice is when he can say no more I want from the store. And a lot of people don't really get that. What I am saying to you is, if it's a case in which you, all right, let me give you an easy analogy so you make it easier for you. If me and your spouse, they argue, Zane, you see, moment you step in, they try defend him, so to speak, they argue with me, that says a lot about him. And that shows that you are the one who is more dominant in the relationship. Reason why, if you believe and have confidence in your man dominance, you will never put a mouth in at the argument. You go stand back one side, you go make the man deal with his shit like a man. I'm a something I watch woman do over and over. And you see every one of them, it played out so perfect where it's factual. Once you see a man, a woman, alright, if a woman see a man, the man getting a physical altercation with the next man, and the next man have no weapon and a thump out, best believe that woman go did it. If in case she say one next female try to assist, then best believe the expect that she go jump in to assist. But guess what, no, if two men have an argument, Zane, just like one man is supposed to come in a woman argument, because guess what, no, woman go deal with then shit like woman, it's the same. If you see your man now verbal confrontation, you don't need to jump in and say, go ahead because
me just when they wait for you to clarify, say a verbal, because I want to see a boy they work for me, man, and me chap 10 they watch, you know,
no, but watch no, you know, say you're between me and yourself. You're not going to better still if a physical altercation, if a fist officer you jump in there. Because you know what officer, oh, we can see you have to come help him in our fist fight. You just saw even worse. But you're going to make him look bad. While you then look at this, you're going to make him look bad like weak.
So you would have stand up and watch a girl beat a woman, and that you tell me?
You just got through the part there while
you want a thump in your neck back.
Watch out, no, you mix up two different things. I am saying this to say this.
No.
If that man is a leader,
it's worse if your wife from a little quiet girl, so you can drag him by head and they pull him.
A total different thing that they are the right. Remember, if I am the leader, how can I let that happen if I am the leader and I am the dominant one?
So
I am an alpha male. If I am an alpha male, how do an alpha male stand up and watch somebody beat up in
so you're the okay.
Remember,
but if you want to get beat up, if you stand up and watch you.
Because I am a leader, that's the thing. If I am a leader, I am a leader. If I am a leader, I am a leader. But my fight, don't run in motor, you can't fling up. Next thing the man knock you out, you blame me in feet.
Then suppose me text it and knock him out.
That's a support. You're not supposed to come in my fight. None at all. Turn up over this and support me thing. Make sure nobody else not running. If nobody else go running, then you're running. But make me fight my war. I saw me want to fight my war. Me a man. Make me defend with things. Make me as the man who is the leader defend with things. Me don't want my man running boy. My conflict no office. Next me look like I want like a bitch over there. Next thing you go fling one fist and knock out the man. Me look like I want girl.
But see your children they get knocked out and me have to water.
Somebody have to get knocked out. If two we get knocked out, who water who? If the two we get knocked out, who water who?
Jason,
yeah. Who water who?
Two we not get knocked out. A 2-1 number.
Really and truly, Jason, me not go say my partner in a heated conversation.
Maybe the verbal. Maybe just
in the moment.
No, you see the verbal.
No, if
So,
you get heated,
We don't
brother.
want
Hold on, so
man.
first
We
of
want next
all,
man, not a woman. We want
when me
next
go
man.
go in, go say, and like me go in, go
I
argue
guess it
with the
depends on
man.
the argument.
Me go in and say,
You
yo,
diffuse the situation. You
yeah,
try
that
to
me
calm
go
your
in, me
man.
go in and
Yeah,
just say, yo, that not
You
necessary,
try to calm
brother.
your man. You know, if you have to send up to the next person, your
Yeah.
job as a woman, remember,
Me don't go to him and say, yo, brother, humble yourself, because that don't make no sense.
You see the masculine you, let me tell you the masculine go down, make you beat you, boy.
Yeah.
That is the masculine you. You see the feminine
Yeah, man,
side.
yeah, man.
You
Right
don't
now.
want
Yeah.
the man that want physical.
See, I mean that.
You don't want to
No, there's
escalate
certain
and
argue
turn
with
on
nobody.
Me
physical.
calm my partner, to be honest.
No,
me
me not
calm
argue
him
with
because,
nobody.
especially when he's very angry, I'm a come with Princess Vice, him listen. But if it's gonna get physical, a different thing you talk about, Jason. You can't trick me with that.
No, watch out now, no. You have to understand still.
Jason,
me know,
no
me know,
understanding
me know,
is
say the
not
part of
there.
you, me know the part of you
No,
want
it's
going
not
to
a part
help
of me.
your
I'm
man.
a human being.
Yes,
I'm no boy, no
that's why
boy,
I say
no man,
you
I'm stand up and look. You must be mad.
understand that, but what you have to understand is the man want fight in one back. You really feel say your man want did the thumb out there and say, watch your case you now go and you really feel say expect you to running come fling thumb to talk to.
No.
Good, so if
But
you don't
then
feel say you want it and you do it, that means you don't care because you don't trust his dominance.
Me no business, Jason.
That's it. You
We
don't
are
business.
a couple. We are chuck it to the end.
No, and I say where
Chuck it.
if you
must be mad.
if you believe in the man and you believe saying can defend himself,
Jason,
you go alone
I
to defend
believe in
himself.
my spouse to the
Same
end of
can
the
defend
earth, but there are
himself.
certain things.
Same can defend
Yes,
himself.
Of course.
So let him make him defend himself.
No, that's how
What
we
you
do
want
it.
proof to run in for then if you believe saying can defend
sir,
himself, why you want run in?
Me want get licked too. What you violating for?
You want the people them
No, you're not violating, brother.
you
You
want the
violate
people
me,
them knock you.
violate me.
I will understand that. But as
So
we
you
said,
forget licking your face and two away.
that is the masculine you
You're not telling
talking.
me I'm a masculine, me feminine as feminine can.
No, the feminine person go try to diffuse the situation because they don't want the verbal confrontation
You
and
tell me
become
some
physical.
feminine. Why go the beat you? I what? Jason, come.
No, we gone physical. She go.
No,
she,
one time
she believe in
verbal.
me, say
No,
me can
that's what
defend
I'm
myself.
saying. If it
If
is
she
ver-
believe me
if
can
it
defend
is
myself, she go go and me
verbal,
defend
it
myself.
cost not necessary. But if it's physical, just not diffuse, not did me go jump in a war. Me I tell you the truth.
Well, me not gonna take that for you. If you want to jump in a war, then you just have to take the consequence. So I might come into you, might get on block you, I want knock out or whatever.
Me might go a jail.
If me
too.
not call you, if you come in a fight,
You
just
don't need
stand
to
up.
call me.
If me don't call you, just stand up one side. If you believe so me can help myself, me help
Mrs.
myself.
Linton, watch when they beat Jason and video it and send me. You must be
That
mad.
not happen still, man. But yo, nevertheless, still, I'm just saying that to say this. Zane, if you believe, say, yo, your man capable of making good decision, allow him to make the decision. Zane, if you believe, say, yo, he know what I'm do, you know, whatever move you might make, just show the level of support towards him. You don't need to push up your head to say, yo, me there. And if you don't, then I feel like, oh, so you know, value
So just
in
to
the
clarify what
relationship.
you're saying is that being objective, it doesn't mean you're not supporting the spouse, right?
If you're objecting
leader.
objecting the leader.
Yeah. Cause maybe no, I mean say like you will go to your wife and you have a business idea, which is a very good idea, but there are certain changes that needs to be done. Would you
It could be a very good idea if you feel that there are certain changes need to be done.
No, but
If you trust my listen, if you trust my idea, you already said it.
so you
it's
don't
a
need
good
her
business
opinion
idea.
for nothing.
You say it's a good
Yes,
business
but they're
idea.
not changes.
Just
but
the
there are
idea.
additional
Just the
things.
idea. Just say you have a business idea.
Yes, and the spouse, your wife have additional things we could have add to it to make it a wow. Being the fact that she's supportive, maybe she will see somebody will have something similar and it work, and she go say, you know, say you could have add this to it. Is it because
Of course, we'll
Okay.
allow it. But as I tell you before, if you don't listen to me, I tell you so that is like a 10% of the whole overall thing. Because as I say, a man role, if you step in every time when the man, and don't allow him to play his real role, then you have to understand, say, yo, if him go do that to you, your role as a woman, I don't really know much man who want to step in a woman role. He say, yo, yeah, me girl, no worry yourself, man. All of them look at something where you do to wash, clean on the bathroom, do all of these things. Don't worry yourself on I'll do it. You have to understand a man role is just a damn man role. Allow him to do your role. If you see man slip up in a one department, as I say, we are all humans. Regardless of me telling myself I am dominant, if me they slip in a one role, I expect no I suppose I can say, yo, what you know, no? You know, realize say, yo, you do that or whatever. I mean, sometimes I can just sketch up on myself and fix it myself. I'm not saying she go just sit down like a one stooge in a one corner. Anytime now. And I like so we go sit down like what me expect her to sit down like one stooge in one corner and we just out there do everything like she don't have no talk. Me don't believe in that. You understand? But remember I said leaders and followers. That wouldn't be a follower none at all. It just be a stooge. You would just be a one figure, you understand? But as me say, yo, a man real role is supposed if he can lead in our relationship and the woman did it naturally if he can nurture and actually can did it if he support whatever decision. If it's a case where your spouse is not making so-called good decisions and you see fit to step in and assist, fine. You that stupid face sit on one side and watch it crumble. You understand? But what I'm saying is don't just continue to push up and say, me can't lead. Me I lead. No, you're not no damn leader in no relationship. If you're leading the relationship, it's not saying anything good about your spouse. And you just have to understand that. Yep. Unless you don't care about how it want to look on him, you just tell yourself say you're a leader and you're going to lead.
No man can't tell me what to do. No, yes.
No, me would have said that. But because there are certain things where he's my best friend, so like he know everything about me. So there are certain things when we discuss and he say, "Oh, Cassie, you know, say me I feel like we still don't come easy for shame, but I respect his decision because." In most of the time, he kind of right still.
No, give me full credit. Give me credit.
Yeah, but no, let me tell you, he have one instinct will work very well for him. So you see,
for him, what's it specifically?
No, man. Based on things where we do together, and him will say, yo, for example, he will say, you know, so I don't feel like I want to go a bed today, but because I want to go down there for something. And then he remind me say instinct. So you see, Franny, he remind me about their instinct something there. Me just not worry. Me trust in judgment, to be honest. Because from time to time I realize in judgment always right.
But why do you think then that you are a leader in a relationship?
Jason, you can't take me leadership position.
It's a question I'm asking. Why do you think you are a leader in a relationship?
Whether you want me think, me dream, me wonder, right?
So what wrong if you just
let somebody
No, I will support my spouse.
No, hold on.
But the word leader too strong, brother. Why? It sound like some slavery business and
you feel less than a person in a relationship if he says he's the leader in a relationship.
So hold on. Are you determining whose position or go on my bed? Are you determining whose position go on?
And then you know, say human being, it will make me one decision cause when you're in the moment, you're just aware.
So if you say you want to back as you say no, back as
well, who provides the strongest in my house? That's all the more I answer before we close off. And just be honest.
Yes, all right.
Where's it going? Where's it?
No man, his voice is very powerful.
So,
because let me tell you see me miserable. Me very miserable.
No, but she's a female voice.
But when he pitch go up there, so me have to bail. Me just bail.
So I'm not understand the part of how you are the leader in a relationship.
Jason, come off, I'm a leader.
Are you just want to throw that out there?
Jason, come off, me a leader.
Alright.
Beat me.
Viewers and subscribers. She was just throwing that out there that she's a leader based on all that she have explained to us thus far. She's nowhere close to being the leader of the relationship. Mr. Sir, big up yourself. I think you're doing a tremendous job based on the time frame that I've known this woman. Yeah. And I must say congrats. I know that cake will be cutting soon, hopefully. And I wish you guys all the best.
Aldane, go first, sir.
Aldane will be stepping up soon as well, so we can look forward to a lot of those. In the meantime, we want to big up everybody who take the time out to tune in. Of course, special thanks once again to a special guest, Miss Lima Dunbar in the United States, took the time out to be with us tonight. Miss Cassandra as well, that took the time out to grace our audience. And we have Peter here, of course, as you know. We have DJ Aldane, and I know, say, But they also see you.
Yeah, man, right this up.
Until next time.
Peace out.
Wow, good.
Goodbye.
Ship for less. We ship just about anything that you may want to have purchased overseas. Our rates are very competitive compared to all the, let's say, the name brand in the industry. We do free delivery in and around Montego Bay, on the outskirts of Montego Bay. You can visit our Instagram page at #ShipForLessJA, Facebook ShipForLessJA, or you can even visit our website at ShipForLessJA.com. We are located at 4 Sewell Avenue, which is more commonly known as Upper Deck. So for all the Montegonians, you should know where Upper Deck is located, and we're located off the steep hill on Top Road. Check out our webpage, complete our sign up, which is free, less than 2 minutes. Make sure and sign up.
Go tell a friend about YS Convo, because listen, YS Convo is the next big thing. We are going to take you places. We are promoting artists, promoters, entertainers, everybody. Guys, remember, like, share, and subscribe, because YS Convo are the next big thing. Is it me?